Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams.
And welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryant to my right, your right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We are back in the saddle on the saddle adjacent here on your Friday. Yes, Friday, folks. We made it. Another week. High five to you from the other side in the virtual studio. We are happy you're with us here on this Friday. Got a jam-packed evening for you. And we kind of return a little bit back to normalcy next week. I know you guys have been wondering. We kind of let you know throughout the week, but when our program director and bro, AA returns, he is returning this Sunday. Right now, that is the scheduled date, this Sunday, main event with Rob Rizicki. So we're excited to have AA back in the fold. Kyle Cornell, our 5 to 6 p.m. weekday host of Unfiltered here on the Inside Edge Network, will be back next week as well. He was on a 2-day run here on Midnight Runner earlier in the week, stepping up here, and we appreciate him. But he's back next week in his time slot, 5 to 6. So a little bit return to normalcy. I'll be taking a vacation, a little bit of a break. May pop in if we get some groundbreaking LeBron news or whatever have you, but I will be getting some rest, some R&R, and be back with you the following week. But Chad will be holding it down with a very fun week ahead. Even though I won't be on the week, I will say it's got some fun surprises. Very excited and a lot to get into here. If this is your first time, hello. If you've been here before, welcome back. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the social, YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all that great stuff. Smash that notification bell so you know when we're going live. We have 4 daily shows, a lot of great weekly programming, and we love bringing it to you. So keep rocking with us, Cleveland's digital leader. You should head over to InsideEdgeNetwork.com, read more about some of the personalities behind your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. Go to our partners page. Couldn't do without them. Fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, Omega Video Marketing, Moss & Rowan, SportsMemorabilia.com, and W Energy. And go to the merchandise store. Yes, that's right. You right there at home. Go grab something nice, a shirt, a hat, a polo, a mug, a windbreaker. Tuck it away. Get it ready to rock at InsideEdgeNetwork.com and download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. We're on Roku as well. Take us wherever you want to go, to your baseball game, to the restaurant, on vacation, wherever. Take us with you. We want to go on vacation too. Take us with you. All right, that's what we got for you. Chad B, I want to ask you how you're doing, but it seemed like you were doing a few stretches. I didn't know if you had like hot stones underneath on your seat. What was going on?
I was just doing some quick cardio. No, have you ever sat in your spot and you're like, something's wrong? Like,
yeah, I've had that before.
My desk got moved or I just felt uncomfortable, man. And then I couldn't, the wheels wouldn't, it was really frustrating. I thought you were going to say, take us to you said the restaurant. I thought you were going to say the restroom. And I was like, maybe that's one of those places you don't tell us about. You can take us there. You can, you do your thing. You got to do your thing. But maybe just don't necessarily post anything and let us know about that.
Yeah. Just that's like a silent watch. Yeah,
that's one of those things like pics or it didn't happen. We don't need that. Like we just
We don't. Picks, no picks, and we believe it happened.
Yeah, we're all good. We're all good on
Yes.
every front there.
Yes.
And even
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We took a little family trip today. We went to the Natural History Museum.
Wow.
It was cool, man. We saw a lot of cool stuff. I got to experience an earthquake. We sat on a little thing, and my son cranked the thing, and it started to shake, and then he screamed and ran or whatever, and we probably almost got kicked out, but that's fine. It was cool. We got to touch a dinosaur bone, got to touch a dinosaur femur.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy when you think about wow, the thing that I'm touching right now is so incredibly old. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the Natural History Museum for the win. It was pretty fun today. It was pretty good.
That's
Pretty good
awesome.
little family trip, man. It was cool.
That's good. That's good. And the
How are
weather
you?
was.
Oh yeah, it was hot. It was humid. We went outside for a little bit. It reminded you of why it was good to be in the air conditioning, but it was okay. It was fun.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Weather was nice, man. I kicked it for the most part today. We're chilling, trying to enjoy the weekend vibes. I might step out this weekend, got a few shows. I'm out at some different venues, so I might step out there. I might just step out and experience the atmosphere. We're in the middle of summer, so it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, doing pretty good. Excited to get into it. I'm here tonight, obviously, with you on Primetime.
Yeah.
And then we got the Daily Spiral, be with Autumn at the 11 o'clock hour, and then Midnight Run. I'll be filling in for AA, finishing out the rest of the week. So, going to be a lot of Eli Moon tonight. Hopefully the people are ready for that. We got C-Town Rocks tuning in here tonight as well, Chad B. Let's go. Yeah. Best sports podcast in Cleveland. Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind. We appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate you very much for tuning in and rocking with us. We appreciate all of you.
Is that a LeBron Easter egg, the 23-23? Is he coming back again? The second time? No, never. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm too into this thing. I'm doing too many Twitter refreshes, looking for Easter eggs, and
don't drive yourself crazy.
Raider back in the day. I'm good now. I'm good.
See, we're at this point now, and we're not going to talk much LeBron tonight. We're at this point now with LeBron where it's like, is Cleveland going to get their hopes? Have we got our hopes too high for this now? Or before it was like, if he comes back, cool, whatever. Now it's like we've been mentioned to be the favorite for about over a week now, and it's like, if he doesn't come back, what does he miss? He's missing. I mean, I feel like we're setting ourselves up for possibly some disappointment. So
Tuesday top 5 reasons LeBron's a dummy for not coming back. Listen, dummy. No, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that to him. We're not doing that to him. We're not going to.
We're not. No. Well, let's get into what we are going to get into tonight. Of course, later on we'll dive into maybe some of those memos that teams were sending LeBron James. We may have uncovered some pretty top secret stuff here, so we'll get into that later on. Of course, we'll talk about the Heat. And maybe one guy that's not on the Heat anymore, duking it out over there in Vegas during the Summer League. Talk about that. Talk about the Cleveland Browns struggling to name counties in Ohio. And, a whole lot more here. But before we dive into everything, a plethora of things to get into, let's get into the MLB All-Star break, Chad. I talked about it last night on Midnight Run about how there's a few different reasons why MLB's in a weird spot, but in a promising spot at the same time, right? Because they have more attention now, I'd say, than they have in the last 5, 6, maybe even 7 years in terms of people wanting to tune in, wanting to follow certain guys of the sport. Not just your Yankees and your Aaron Judge and your Shohei Ohtani, but also, your Bobby Witts, for Guardians fans, Travis Bazzana, your Chase DeLauters, you have guys that you're able to tune into and rock out with. Gunnar Henderson in Baltimore, I mentioned him yesterday. There, Nick Kurtz, even for the Athletics. There's a lot of guys that you can rock with. Problem is, there's a few different problems. One, the streaming, it making everything very difficult to watch, and we've talked about that, which are now where it's even for your favorite team, you're paying at least $20 a month just to be able to watch that month of baseball. If you're a Guardians fan or whatever, however they want to run it for different teams. Yeah. And now we even talked about with the All-Star break, the Home Run Derby being on Netflix. Now, granted, the game will be on Fox, like I said yesterday, but caught that today, before we got on the air about how it's on Netflix. So I guess my question to you is, how can baseball put themselves in a position after this All-Star break to still be in the essentially the hearts and minds of America, right? Because again, there's a lockout impending. And, I was talking with Kyle earlier today. We were on the phone and he said, everybody's been thinking, hey, the lockout, is going to happen. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe they figured it out because there's a lot of pressure. And I love that line of thinking, but all signs are pointing towards a lockout. Yeah. If, your Major League Baseball, how can you use this All-Star break and some of the remaining national games, the postseason, to make sure that people don't forget about you? We talked about it with the last strike for baseball, and, they were able to rebound pretty quickly. But now it's a different ball game with everything I just mentioned. So, how can baseball get more into America's heart again, into their minds, and become something that's more of a prominent talking point? It's getting there, it feels like, but the lockout and everything else kind of makes it where it's like, have we hit a point where it's just going to go stagnant?
Yeah, well, it's too late. Listen, the lockout is impending. It's going to happen. I don't know how long it's going to last. It may not be as deep as we think. They may get something figured out, after 4 or 5 weeks or whatever. Maybe we won't miss any regular season at all, but there will be a lockout for some extended period of time. But we probably will miss some games next year, and I hope we don't miss the whole season, but it's looking bad. And here's the thing with baseball, like I said, it's too late. I think the thing that you need to do is make the product accessible, right?
Yes.
It's too late for that. I mean, that you've got it's okay. We talked about the streaming service. You mentioned that. There's so much to unpack here. It's like I don't even know where to start. You've got games like this game of the week is on Apple TV. So who in their right mind? First of all, no one has all the streaming services, right? Like maybe some people do. I don't want all the streaming services. There are services that literally provide nothing except for one game, one Major League Baseball game every 37 days or whatever, and sometimes it involves my team. And it's ridiculous. Like to make it all exclusive, to put it behind all these streaming services, and you can do a free trial for 13 minutes or whatever, and it's like great, and then I have to cancel it or whatever. So now I just end up paying for Apple TV for 6 months and never watching another thing on it. All this stuff is driving me crazy. We talked about how easy it was when I was a kid. It was just they were on TV. Games were on TV, on cable, basic cable. And yes, you did pay for that, but everything was in a central location. You didn't have to go, buy an MLB TV package and then, find out the hard way that I paid, whatever, $175 and I can't watch my local team because the games are blacked out.
Right.
Because they expect, I don't know how many people are in the Cleveland viewing area, but they expect, I don't know, 3 to 4 million people, I guess, to go crowd in to Progressive Field in a 26,000 seat stadium and watch the game live, right? Or go to the bars or go downtown, whatever, and take your money into the Cleveland economy, right? It's unrealistic to think that.
I guess my question is, to follow up on that, is basketball has done the same thing though, Chad. And granted, we're in different eras. I get that, but basketball is primarily streaming too, for the most part. You had to pay for, Bally Sports back, a few years ago, and now it was FanDuel Sports or whatever for the Cavaliers. Now we'll see what it is this upcoming season. But you have that on top of postseason games and series being played on Amazon Prime, and then some on cable, some on a different streaming service. So I guess where is the disconnect? And I get, it's a pretty heavy question because two different sports, two different kind of. I guess it's like baseball is kind of falling behind with the times, right? It's like when I say two different leagues, it's like baseball has fallen behind and has made changes that haven't been with the times, where basketball has been able to relate to the old era, the new era, the future era. And it feels like baseball hasn't done that. But I guess that's my only problem is like I get the streaming thing, but basketball is doing the same thing. The NFL is moving more and more towards that type of light. So I just don't understand how basketball is able to thrive in this. The NFL is a different beast, but more so basketball, but baseball can't.
I think two things you have in basketball are better. What do I want to say? Better. It's easier to recognize the players in basketball, right? First of all, there's only 5 guys on each team on the floor at a time, right? So the superstars are a little more, they're more recognizable. Period. That's it. And the second thing that you've got with basketball is it's fall, it's winter. Right. In a lot of cities in this country, the winter is tough. You're not going out every night. You're not looking for something to do. Like in the summer, you might head down to the beach or go out on a boat or go whatever, just go for a walk. Go do stuff. You're going to do things outdoors, because it's summer and it's really hard to get outdoors here from, how it is. I mean, you live in Northeast Ohio from, end of November until the beginning of March. It can be pretty challenging. So when is the basketball season? The bulk of that is from November to March. I mean, you've got people, you're indoors already, you're looking for something to do, you're going to watch basketball. So I don't necessarily think that, it's just baseball is such a long season. I think people, our attention spans are different now. We're doom scrolling, we're looking for our information in the first 10 to 15 seconds, not even that, probably the first 5 to 10 seconds of something. A lot of people don't want to sit down. We've already tried to shorten the games with the pitch clock, right? A lot of people don't want to sit down and watch a 3.5 hour baseball game. They just don't have the attention span for it. I'm not saying that's good or bad. It's just where we are right now. I tend to be old school. I'm probably a baseball purist. Like I don't mind the old, 3.5 hour American League shootout, 14-12, whatever game. I don't mind that. You're going to sit me in front of the TV for 3.5, 4 hours and I'm watching baseball. I'm happy with that.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to do that. Like I said, they want to get out and do family stuff. They want to go out on the boat. They want to go out, and swim. They want to go for a walk. They want to go whatever, play, I don't know, whatever people do in the summer. You just get outside and you do something outdoors. And I think baseball competes with that a little bit. And the fact that the NBA just does a better job of marketing their players here in the country, internationally, everywhere. Whereas the MLB is like, whatever. We're going to throw some games out there and you're going to have to buy like 18 different streaming services if you want to see like 145 of your team's games. Like otherwise you're going to see maybe a little over half and you're going to be happy with it. That's all we got.
But it feels like recently, we've had more of a swing with baseball where it wasn't, I felt the kind of die down in terms of, 2019, 2020 was a weird year for a lot, obviously sports in general with, the pandemic and everything, but even 21, it was kind of, 22, it was still kind of like, in the back burner, on the back burner for a lot of people. And it feels like the last couple of years, some strong World Series, some cool moments that we have seen, the home run race with Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge. I did catch some national buzz. There are things to be excited for as a baseball fan to get some casuals in. Again, you bring up a great point, Chad, about people want to go out and do summer activities. One of my favorite summer activities growing up was going to the ballpark. Now, granted, I'm a sports guy. I get it. That's what I talk about primarily here on the Inside Edge Network, but going to the ballpark. And my sister and brother would go too, and they're not the biggest sports fans, they're more into other things, but that's something you can go to the, with the family, you can go do those types of things, go out with your buddies. Hey, it's been a long week, you want to go out and catch the Guards or in town, this weekend, boom, you got something to do. So it's still like, it's an atmosphere that you can still go let your guard down, not to, use the, I guess the guard there, but, and also be able to enjoy a winning baseball team, or at least a competitive baseball team that we have here in Cleveland most times, often than not. I just feel like there's ways to make the game better. And it's like, does it start with, for starters, we were talking about who the heck's even in the home run derby, and before, when I was growing up, I said this yesterday on Midnight Run, when I was growing up, 10 to 13, 14 years old, I would know who's in the home run derby. I know most of the starters for the AL and the NL. I know who's going to be starting on the mound for both teams in the All-Star game. I would know my facts. And it's like, it's so hard. So for me, at 28 years old, trying to keep up with all that, imagine somebody that, I just mentioned in that age range that is trying to follow baseball. That is their sport, but Major League Baseball makes it impossible, from social media clips to not marketing the players. And I just think they're missing a big opportunity. I feel like this All-Star break, I said it last night, I'll say it again here today or tonight, that I feel like this All-Star break is so important. Drawing eyes on some of the guys that are in the home run derby that can be stars or are already stars in Major League Baseball. Drawing eyes on the All-Star. I think one of the great things in the All-Star game, and I'm not the biggest fan of when they do it all the time in games, but when they mic up the players and they go, hey, we're going to talk to you for an inning. I just think it shows some personality. We need more of that in baseball, in moments you can do it, in spring training, in these different types of atmospheres.
And I'm sure Ozzy Albies will be marked. He'll be mic'd up for sure during the All-Star. He's literal gold with the mic on it. So that'll be fun.
And it's something that you can look at, Chad, and be like, okay, now we can start marketing these guys. But here's the reality. If they go to a lockout and they don't have baseball in 2027, there's got to be something to bring the fans back. Yes, your hardcore fans are going to come back. People that love baseball, I know you will be back regardless if they lock out for a year or 5 years. I know you'll be back watching them when they come back, and I'll be there right there with you. But there's going to be people that tune out, even after a year of waiting.
Spending this much money. And do you remember when they started these streaming services? This is not the reason that people don't watch baseball, but I mean, it's just, again, it's a comedy of errors. The Phillies charged more than a few people. Instead of the $99.99, they charged people $1,000. So they were charging people's credit cards left and right, $1,000. I'm sure most people noticed it right away, but some people may not have, and I'm sure that caused a lot of issues for a lot of people. But that's not a reason that people aren't watching baseball, but it's just another example of how baseball just continues to drop the ball. Every time they have a chance to make something better, Rob Manfred's like, let's make the walls inflatable and springy. That way when guys go, you know what I mean? Like we have these stupid rules that's like, okay, this will make it more. If guys go to rob a home run, they bounce off and they, what? Like, I'm surprised if that's soon. The bases are bigger now.
There's just silly things. I would be interested, and we don't have enough time tonight to dive into it. And again, I'll be on vacation next week, so you can choose to dive into this. But if we don't, then we'll revisit it when I come back. Yeah. But, Major League Baseball, maybe it is time to cut down the 162 game season. We We talk about all these different rules. I know, but we talk about all these different rules.
Baseball purists, they'll never, because then the records mean nothing, right? They're just, you can never really have the single season home run chase.
You can say that, but I know it was only a game for the NFL, but a game, let's think about physicality wise, is really taking off at least a series or two in baseball. They did it for the NFL.
Yeah,
they're
but
already
baseball's
having
different. Baseball is just there's a different mindset. It's the baseball purists.
I know,
it's guys
but
like
look,
me who are the old school guys who are like, no, Barry Bonds, and
I get it, but Chad, look at who's the commissioner. Like, I mean,
I'm
I'm
not saying it won't happen. I just don't like it.
I know, and I get it. And
right.
we're probably different in that take. And I'm not saying take it down to 82 games or something that low. Yeah, you got to make it fun, but maybe
148 or something.
148, 130. You shave 30 something games off. When you have the All-Star break, it's like now you have a 40, 50 game run after that. It's like kind of like you kind of track in your head as a baseball fan. Again, we talked about it, short attention spans. People needing to tune into the game. Maybe it's, getting to the gravy, essentially, the playoffs. That's what people tune in for. You see all these record postseason numbers, whether it's NBA, NFL, MLB, NHL, these big events, World Cup, the Olympics. You see all these record-breaking numbers. Yeah. People love when it matters. When it, not to say the regular season doesn't matter, but how many times have we come on this show and been like, well, we're in game 8 of the season back in, April, we're in game 8. So we'll look at it when we're in game 55. I think, unfortunately, the modern citizen doesn't really care for that.
Not at all. And hear me out. Instead of the All-Star break, instead of the home run derby, who I think maybe I speak for myself only here, but it's boring to me. First of all, I want them to go back to just player uniforms. Like the normal uniforms on the field was amazing.
I'm with that.
I love that so much. It's so cool to see the representation, not everyone looking the same. And I know they have to sell merchandise. So that's never going to happen again. But hear me out. NBA Cup, right? You got that. Okay. Mid-season, there's a 2-week break in baseball, okay? And you can have a home run derby. You can do whatever you want. I guess you could do that. Fine. But let's do a single elimination travel tournament all at one site every year. It'll move. Maybe it's just at the whoever won the World Series the year before. It's at their stadium, okay?
Okay.
So you have every team's in, and the team, and you just, it's straight up by records. There's no American League, National League. It's just the best records in baseball all the way down to the worst. Everybody's in. Okay. First round buys. It's single elimination. It's like a travel tournament. Whoever the furthest NL team is into the playoffs, no matter what the record is. The furthest AL team is in the playoffs, no matter what their record is. So it would be like a cheap little way to jump it. Like if you get hot at the right time of the year, right? Maybe you're not a great team. You're going to finish 4th in your division, but you went the furthest of any AL team in the MLB Cup or whatever we're calling it, and you get into the playoffs. I mean, it could just be something different. It's almost like not the World Baseball Classic, but a tournament type atmosphere. People love tournaments. Like, look at the World.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, what if they did something like that? Just
they got
to try to create some buzz.
Yeah, not to interrupt it, pal, but I'm right on the same page as you. They got to do something, man, and that's coming from somebody who's like, I feel like one of the last eras to really appreciate baseball, and that's not a knock on the future generations,
baseball.
But
it's boring.
I know. I mean,
not the sport itself, but this All-Star break it's awful. I don't like
it. It is, bud. Yeah. All right, so we'll get together Monday and Tuesday and we'll watch the All-Star game and the home run derby. That's just good. I mean, maybe I mean
8 different streaming services. What it's the first inning is on Netflix, the second inning is on Hulu, third inning is on Disney Plus. Yeah, it's gonna
fourth innings on Tubi.
That's it.
Yes. We'll see what's going on. I will definitely be watching regardless. I got Netflix. I have Fox. So I'll watch. But we'll see what's going on. Baseball definitely needs a shake up here, folks, and they got a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some baseball later on. Whether it's next week or the week after, we'll talk some more baseball. The season's heating up here, folks, in the middle of summer. When we talk about heating up, we have to talk about Tyler Herro and the Bam Adebayo. We'll talk about them when we come back. And we'll also talk about the Browns. Nothing bad today, folks. They struggled. Some of the guys, the new guys, they struggled naming some of the counties here in Ohio. And if you need a good laugh on this Friday, we got it for you. And then later on, we may have accessed the voice memos that teams are sending to Rich Paul to get to LeBron James. Would you like to hear them? All right, well, stay tuned here with us on Inside Edge Primetime on the Inside Edge Network. Chad, Brian, to my right, you're right, everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
It's Friday, folks. It's definitely Friday. Welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan to my right, you're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. We're back in the saddle, on the saddle adjacent here on this Friday. Goodness, Chad Bryan, you are ready for the weekend, buddy. You are ready for the weekend. I don't know what you have planned. I know you're going to be toss and turn about 8 different ways, and you may end up. I talked to you one time, and you had grass and water being flung across the backyard.
Yeah.
The other time, I've talked to you, there's been bread situations where bread is a scarcity sometimes in the Bryan household, and I don't know what you got up your sleeve this weekend, but I know you got something, bud.
You never know. I pulled a Mr. Rogers on you, by the way, during the break. I had to go change.
Yeah, I saw.
I was sitting in here, and this is my mistake. I was cold earlier, and we came in and we were outside looking at some stuff. My brother-in-law was over. He helped us with a light fixture in the bathroom. We were looking at stuff outside, and came in, and I was like, well, now I'm cold, right? So I threw a hoodie on. And then I realized how late I was. Getting ready for the show. We came in here to the studio, and all of a sudden it was 10 o'clock, and we're going, and we were like 7 minutes into that last segment, and I was like, I'm melting. I'm like, what's happening? And I realized I had my hoodie on. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta take care of this, man. So yeah, I pulled a Mr. Rogers on you, but. Yeah, I don't know. And by the way, the bread reference, my son will eat a loaf of bread. Like, if you don't keep an eye on him, like, he'll just, like, some people open a bag of chips and he'll pull the pieces of bread out and just eat. Like, I've never seen anything like it in my life. Whatever. You gotta just keep an eye. If my son's around, keep an eye on the bread. Just watch your slices. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, buddy, you always have a good story to tell me, and that's what I appreciate. So I got a good story to tell you, however.
All right.
Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo, former Miami Heat teammates. They're both in Vegas for summer league, rocking out, doing their thing, supporting their teams, Bam
Hanging
with
out
Miami
together,
Heat.
I assume?
Well, kind of. We'll get there in a second.
Right.
Bam kicking it with the Heat, Tyler Herro kicking it with the Bucks. The big story has been he's home. He's obviously from Wisconsin. He's there. They asked him about why he decommitted from Wisconsin. He's like, well, I had to go to Kentucky to get here. Otherwise, I would have been on the Bucks if I went to Wisconsin. I don't think that's how that works. But
what?
Nonetheless, we digress.
Yeah.
That's him talking to Chris Haynes, I believe, earlier today. Well, what?
Wait, he was serious when he said that?
Yeah.
Was he serious? Okay, I'm done. That's fine. Let's move on. I don't want to.
The story, Bam Adebayo. So he was pretty much put on blast by Tyler Herro on DMs and Instagram. And folks, you got to be careful with your DMs on social media. Whoever this was going back and forth with Tyler Herro, basically was defending Bam Adebayo. Tyler Herro said, you get $60 million for being a good defender, basically a top tier defender. You get to be the best defender some nights and you get $60 million. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. The fan defended him, reminded him, and you're reminding Chad and everybody that Bam Adebayo has scored 83 points in a basketball game.
I hadn't heard about that. Did that happen? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that, he deserves to be where he's at because, when they play well, when he has somebody to run with them, that they can get to where they're getting to an NBA final. So Tyler Herro wasn't trying to hear that. Bam Adebayo wasn't trying to hear what Tyler Herro had to say. And I guess apparently there's a report goes from Shams Charania. They basically met in Vegas and Bam basically asked him what's up. And Tyler Herro went to say something and got slapped across the face. And again, for
Did he open hand slap him? Does that can we confirm that?
So they're trying to see if he has a mark on his face, and you kind of see a little bit of a mark, but it's not like a bruise or a black eye. So he may just give him like a love tap, like, bro, next time I will knock you senseless.
Listen, the open hand slap from man to man, that's the most disrespectful thing.
Yeah, you can't bounce back from
someone.
Yeah, you cannot bounce back from that. That's like one of those ones you're like, all right, I'm just gonna see you next year. Like that was. Yeah. So this is from Shams. The altercation occurred at a practice court in a Las Vegas hotel this morning. Sources said, starting when Adebayo approached Herro about comments the guard made critiquing the center on social media after their 7-year run in Miami ended. So what this tells me is Cavs are in the clear for the LeBron watch because there's no drama over here. We've already got our drama out of the way. James already got in trouble, with the gun incident earlier this offseason. Been there, done that. We're in the clear. But all joking aside, Chad, I mean, how crazy is this, man? They are literally, 2 weeks apart from being teammates.
Yeah.
There's already been, smoke elsewhere about other teammates or former teammates of Bam Adebayo not being the biggest fan of him. He kind of avoids scrutiny. Pat Riley basically has said before it would have to take Victor Wembanyama and 7, 8 first-round draft picks to move Bam Adebayo. I mean, they're very high on him in Miami, and it seems to be, other players aren't really feeling it. What are your thoughts on the Tyler Herro Bam Adebayo beef? And I guess what Miami makes of this, because you don't have Jimmy Butler here anymore. You don't have Tyler Herro. You don't have any of these guys. Dwayne Wade's not coming back from retirement. So this is Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo now. I mean, how do you feel this? Does this do anything for the Heat? Their star player, at least one of them, is in the news, and not for a great reason.
No, I don't know if it does anything. This is going to happen. It just sounds like it. Maybe it validates my irritation with the 83-point game a little bit. I don't know. It's just really irritating. Like some of the optics of that night. I don't care that he scored 83. That's fine. I think people I've seen all kinds of comments. We put those videos out there and people commented. And I think a lot of people misunderstood why I was upset. It's just the way that he got there. I don't care that he scored 83 points. Listen, somebody's going to pop up and score 85 at some point. And I'm not going to be like, oh, you can't beat Bam's, right? I'm not going to, I don't care. It's just the way that it was acquired, right? It was like the all-out onslaught to get Bam, as many points as they could. It was weird, right? That was
right.
Weird. And a lot of people just were kind of irritated that I think that Adebayo was the one that Miami was looking at as like, hey, this is the guy we want. Like, this is the focal point of the franchise. I don't know if it's right or wrong, if it's justified or not, but the good news about all this, Eli, this is Giannis's team now. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it is.
I know Bam's going to be of course he's going to be a huge part of it, but this is now Giannis's team. Giannis is now the face of this franchise. That's the good news. Yeah.
The one thing you have to worry about though, however, is Bam Adebayo going to be a reliable enough too? He's had a lot of great games, but he's also had games when, if you're looking at the Miami Heat and last year, that was his team last year. and the year before, really, this was his squad, and he wasn't really able to do too much with it, competing for a play-in tournament spot.
Hence
wasn't
the
really,
right? Yeah.
So you wonder, is he enough as a number 2? And I know we give him a lot of shine, and he's a very talented player, but is he going to be enough to be able to lead that? And how much that, we haven't talked about this. I get it. They're 2 front court guys, but we talk about spacing with the Cavaliers. We talk about spacing with other teams. Yeah. How's the spacing going to look with Giannis and Bam? 2 guys that, yes, Bam, and again, I was talking with Kyle earlier. We were on the phone. This came up as well when it came to, yes, Bam, shot, I believe, 37% from 3 this past season. Mm-hmm. He can knock down some threes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But he's not respected from 3.
No, it's not 40%. Yeah, I mean, that's the magic number. Yeah.
He's not respected from 3. Giannis, the same thing. So a lot of times they're going to be in the paint. They're going to be, maybe you see a big man pick and roll, but I just don't understand how you're going to get
a little bit, like playing some old school ball down there. Yeah.
But that's not his game. It's never been his game. His game's been facing the basket, finding a way to, put the ball on the floor and make some moves with it. And I just wonder how that's going to look, how everything, I don't think this beef, this Herro and Bam stuff will be even a story by October. No. But it is something that'll be interesting to watch when the Bucks and the Heat play each other this year. It'll be a lot of fun, but
somebody will make them squash it before then. It'll be fine. They'll be out on the court. It'll be no big deal.
Or we get a documentary. Or a
30 for 30. Yeah, or that. Yeah. Here's the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to. And I shouldn't say I'm looking forward to, but I'm intrigued now to see what happens if we're 25, 30 games in and Giannis and Bam aren't getting along.
Right.
And now Bam has been, anointed the chosen one, by all the former teammates that got, sent out. He was never, like you said, the ridiculous haul that Pat Riley said it would have to take to get him. He was never included in any trade rumors, right? He was always the guy. So now what happens if they bring Giannis over? Giannis is a clear superstar. Bam's a guy who can fill up, he can score some points every once in a while, but he's not, you just said, I mean, they haven't really done anything with Bam as the guy there. So what happens when Giannis and Bam start to not get along? Then how what does the Heat do? Like, how do they look at that situation? You can't just send Giannis packing now and go, well, listen, Bam's always been our guy.
So I think it's gonna be tricky because you got to think Bam Adebayo. We talked about here before, about how draft picks are very beloved by their franchises. The Miami Heat took Bam Adebayo with the 14th pick in the first round of the 2017 NBA draft.
Yeah, that
is like one of their first and surefire only picks that they have drafted that has been somebody they can go, okay, he may not lead a team, but he's definitely going to be an integral part to a championship team if we can find the right pieces to put around him, and he can complement them very well. They are definitely going to put their chips in the Bam Adebayo basket. He's not going anywhere. Okay. I don't think Giannis is going anywhere either. They're just going to tell him, hey, you two need to figure it out. And that's just what it is. Like, unfortunately, that's Heat culture. We talk all the time about Heat culture. Heat culture is the guy who's been there 9 years now, since 2017. Mm-hmm. He's really one of the only faces you can make marketable for the Miami Heat franchise after Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and all that. That fizzled out and that was over with, right? So I just think they're gonna say, dude, you got to figure it out. Bam is our guy. We brought you in here as like cargo. You're our guy to get us over the hump, but you're not necessarily Miami Heat, born and bled or whatever. That's Bam Adebayo. So I think the Heat are in a weird spot, and they don't have enough depth. Anyways, everybody talk about the Heat and where they're at in the Eastern Conference. They don't have enough depth to compete with some of these other teams. They traded Jaime Jaquez in that trade to Milwaukee. They traded Khalil Ware. They traded guys that definitely are some of the best shooters on the team. Tyler Herro, we just talked about him here today. Tyler Herro, a pretty damn good shooter when he's healthy and available. Yeah. I don't understand how Miami is going to compete with the rest of the Eastern Conference, especially not when Philadelphia added Jaylen Brown, and now they're looking strong. Boston could be a little funky, but we'll see what their young guys look like. Last time we thought Boston was going to be in a weird spot with a bunch of young players. They obviously developed Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and guys around that. So, we have a lot of teams that I just don't know if Miami stands out. If they don't get LeBron, they don't add anything else. If DeMar DeRozan says thanks, but no thanks, then what exactly are they doing in terms of a lineup this year? So I'm not really buying into the Miami buzz.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was way more exciting at first. I'm like, they have Giannis now. And then, I started, it's like, they don't have anybody else.
And Giannis,
Bam, and that's it.
And he was on his YouTube, Giannis, he was talking about how, the grass, I get nervous about change. The grass isn't always greener. It's like, if you're already saying that, we're not even a month in, man, that's a little concerning, buddy. I mean, don't worry. South Beach is beautiful. I hear, I heard you can go chill out. The sun's going to be shining. You'll be able to relax.
Weather's nice,
you and the fam kick it. This is the situation you're in right now, but it sounds like you got a wishy-washy, hesitant superstar right now that's kind of thinking about, Now, the aftermath of leaving Milwaukee, already doing that interview with the Milwaukee reporter about, I'd love to come back. Dude, you haven't even played in a different uniform yet.
Right.
And you have all that. And now, again, I think this stuff's silly. The Tyler Herro, Bam Adebayo, that's just a personal whatever. Like, I
whatever.
you. But you wonder, how much are they going to be able to gel on the court with all this stuff, all this buzz? We haven't heard one thing about Bam's developed an outside shot. Giannis has developed an outside shot, or whatever. We just keep hearing about the same things you typically hear during an NBA offseason. A bunch of drama.
Inside shot on Tyler Herro, but not the
That was
outside shot.
That was at the mid range. It was.
No, that's true. Mid range. He's got long arms. Probably mid range. You're right.
Yeah.
Sure. Hey, the good thing is though, for Giannis and Bam, we found out you don't have to be friends off the court. We learned that from the Celtics. So Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum apparently had zero relationship off the court at all in any way.
Which is odd. Very odd. Very odd. I don't know, man. We'll keep an eye on it. Hey, we didn't get the break. We're running up against it, bud. We're gonna play this video. We'll do a quick reaction when we come back from this video, and then we'll go to break because we have these voice memos. We've uncovered them. We have them. We have to show the people for the weekend. We cannot.
We haven't even listened to them yet. We haven't even listened to them yet.
Yes, we're gonna get all here together. So real quick before we go to break, we're gonna do a fun little react. It's Friday. We like to have some fun with you, everybody out there. So the Cleveland Browns, their Twitter, their social media team, they were out and they asked some of the new Cleveland Browns players and just among the team, what are some counties in Ohio? Can you name these? And here's how the Cleveland Browns, here's how they did.
What in the world is
this? Is in Ohio.
Wow.
Ashtabula. Ashtabula.
Ashtabula?
Ashtabula.
Ashtabula, is that right? Ashtabula. Oh no. All right.
Ashtabula. Let's go.
Nice.
Ashtabula. Great county. Chillicothe.
Not quite.
What in the world is Chillicothe?
Chillicothe.
Chillicothe. This is in Ohio. Chillicothe. Chillicothe.
Close. Chillicothe.
Chillicothe? Chillicothe?
Cuyahoga.
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 Cuyahoga. That was a weird one when I first got here, but
Cuyahoga. One more. Cuyahoga. That's it? Cuyahoga? There we go.
Cuyahoga.
I just learned this one. Cuyahoga.
Wow. Goga.
Gauga. Hold on.
Guaga.
This is crazy, Ohio. Yuga. Gaga. Guega. Giga. Giuga.
Gaga. Giuga. Giaga. They be lying. What the? Tuscarwasa?
Tuscarawas.
What the Tuscarawas. Tuscarawas. Okay, that's close.
Yeah,
that's close.
Tuscawaras. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Wait, I have the street in Canton. Tuscawaras.
Tuscawaras? Well, then the W and the R's gotta be flipped, right? See, this is why English is so hard to learn.
I mean,
yeah.
There's some tricky ones there. Guaga.
I love it. Listen, as a resident of Goga County or Joga, whatever they got called there, I think that's great. That's pretty funny. And listen, these are some of the ones when I first moved up here. I'm not gonna lie, I struggle with some of these too. When I was in high school, we played a team from Ashtabula.
Ashtabula.
Exactly. I got up there and I'm like, oh, the Ashtabula rubber cut. It's fine, And they're like, no, it's Ashtabula. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, no, it isn't. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to me.
I get it. I get some of the struggle. Geauga County was hilarious. That's funny.
Absolutely. Well, it's always fun, sometimes just to be a little lighthearted, folks. We'll have some heavy-hitting Browns talk, whether it comes to the quarterback and what they look like this upcoming season. But, for now, just enjoy them trying to pronounce some of the counties in the state. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. Now, we're going to get serious for a moment, folks. When we come back, we got some stuff to get into. Somehow, some way, we've done this a few times. We've got a hold of some crazy stuff. Todd Monken and the haircut pictures. We've got a hold of some crazy stuff. Even his meeting with the Browns. Yeah.
Todd Monken himself. That wasn't me. Yeah.
We have got a hold of the voice memos. We haven't listened to them yet. We wanted to listen with you at home. We wanted to make sure you listened with us. We all got into this and we had a discussion about why these teams are sending these types of voice memos to Rich Paul, LeBron James. Again, we're not sure what they sound like. We'll find out together. That's Chad Bryan to my right. You're right. Everybody's right. I'm Eli Moon. It's Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. We're going to dive into some voice memos here when we come back.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
And welcome back to Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. Chad Bryan, to my right, your right, everybody's right. And I'm Eli Moon, and we are back in the saddle on the saddle adjacent here on Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. So happy you're with us. Yes. It's Friday. Hope you're enjoying the start of your weekend. Thank you for spending it with us here on the Inside Edge Network. We appreciate you so much. If it's your first time, hello. If you've been here before, welcome back. We are rocking and rolling until the top of the hour, the Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm, and I'll be on there with her at the top of the hour. Then, of course, Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, our program director and bro. He's back next week, starting Sunday with Main Event. So I'll be filling in tonight, and we will get you on your way for your weekend here. 3 hours, 3 shows, 1 stream, phenomenon. I got it right tonight, Chad. And
I'm so impressed.
Thank you.
Wait. It's for you.
I appreciate that very much. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow Inside Edge Net on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all the socials if you're enjoying the content tonight and all week long. I know we've had a little bit of a lighter week in terms of Unfiltered being on vacation. He's back next week. Kyle is. Midnight Run will be back to normal with AA, and I'll be out, but we'll still have the same energy and be rocking and rolling. So we're full strength with you moving into your August here soon. Crazy to think, middle of July almost. Crazy.
It's wild.
But yes, hit that follow button, that like, subscribe, Inside Edge Net. Smash that notification bell. Go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities.
Yeah.
Go check out our partners page. Cannot do without them. And, of course, go check out the merchandise store. Grass on the Nice. Rep Cleveland's digital leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. Take us wherever you would like to go. Some places you don't have to tell us about. Some places we'd love to hear about it. But take us wherever you would like to go with the Inside Edge Network app on Roku.
You could take us to Juega County. You can take us to Cuyahoga County.
Ashtabula.
Wherever. Ashtabula County. Wherever you want to go.
Love it.
Chillicothe. Anywhere. Doesn't matter.
All right, Chad, let's get down to it. But we only got a few minutes left in the week. And I'm proud of you for uncovering these. For starters, I mean, not many people are able to get a hold of even the report that this was happening. For you to uncover this, pretty remarkable. For those that may have missed the beginning of the show, I mentioned that Chad Bryan, and actually right before break, I mentioned it, that Chad Bryan was able to find the voice memos that teams are sending to Rich Paul to LeBron James to make their case why that he should come to their team, finish his career out in their city for their team, go win a championship or at least make a run for it. And somehow, some way, the guys on Inside Edge Primetime, more importantly, my partner in crime, Chad Bryan, he was able to locate these voice memos. I don't know what type of price he had to pay or what he had to do, but
better not to ask questions about
questions we don't ask, especially not on air. So I'm gonna hand this off to Chad. And bro, do you want to show these voice memos?
Yeah, well, I can't show. Let me just set the mood. These are there may be more. There may be more teams than this, but I was able to catch 7 teams.
Okay.
So just let's set the mood.
Oh wow.
Okay, so think there's your voice memo. Kind of like a little bit of a chat going back and forth there. And just listen to some of these. Okay, here we go. This is the Cleveland Cavaliers pitch.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you, Eli. I previewed these during the break. It's odd that they all sound exactly like my voice, but it doesn't matter. We're going to go through it. Here's the Cavaliers pitch. Bron, it's Cleveland. We've still got your old locker. Half the city still wears your jersey, and every pothole on I-90 promises to smooth itself out if you just come home. Also, we're fully prepared to rename Lake Erie LeBron Bay. Just give us a call, Bron. Give us a call.
Wow. There's people out there.
There's
people out there saying that Cleveland hasn't even made a pitch, publicly to LeBron, or anything like that. I mean, if that's true, that's hefty. I mean, naming Lake Erie after LeBron Bay?
LeBron Bay. I don't mind that. I'm not.
LeBron Bay. You've heard of Bombay. LeBron Bay. Okay.
He can start a whole different branch of he's already into some tequila or something, isn't he?
NFL, balls in your court. Give us a call. Call. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's Cavs. That makes sense. I mean, did it seem like they were over, reaching at this point? They know what's out there and they know the connection they have.
Short, sweet. Like I said, it's just a voice memo to an old friend.
Yeah,
not a big
absolutely.
deal. It doesn't have to be over the top. Yeah,
love it.
Okay, so here I'm just gonna go right. Let's just go on to the 76ers. They're probably one of the I thought maybe one of the front runners when they started doing crazy whatever.
Yeah.
It's like the roster, it kind of fits up nice. So let's just listen to the 76ers pitch. Let me play this. Hey, LeBron, Philly here. Listen, we can't guarantee peace and quiet, but we can guarantee standing ovations, and we can definitely guarantee cheesesteaks the size of dumbbells. Just imagine you and the Liberty Bell together, Bron. 2 legends with a little bit of wear and tear, but still making plenty of noise. All right, that's it. That's the pitch. That was it.
I mean, that has some strong statements in there, making noise.
It sounds like me. So when I stop them and then I start talking, it's really hard to tell the difference. But yeah, we're back to me now. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I appreciate the distinguished. A lot of front office execs for some reason sounding like you, which is crazy.
Bizarre.
Yeah, pretty odd. But I will say this, there's a lot of strong points there. Philadelphia mentioning, hey, let's make an impact. Let's make some noise. The standing ovation, the cheesesteaks. The cheesesteaks are so good.
Cheesesteak. Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay, that's a good pitch. You didn't hear nothing about Jaylen Brown on the actual roster.
No. Like I said, I think these are all pretty short. And the size of these memos, they're pretty small. So you can tell none of these were going to be long. I knew none of them were going to be very long. You know,
Who do we got next?
oh, let's go to the Golden State Warriors. Let's go all the way out to the Bay.
Right.
You know, speaking of LeBron Bay, maybe, well, it doesn't matter. They didn't get it. Let's just listen. Hey, LeBron, Steph wanted us to tell you that sharing the ball is fun. Think of it as basketball jazz. He plays the trumpet, you play the saxophone, and defenses just sit there wondering why they bought tickets to this show. That's it.
That's
not very good. He's not going to Golden State.
They had a decent pitch for a moment there, and then they started talking about jazz, and
it fell off. Yeah, they mentioned Utah somehow.
Yeah.
Is that negative recruiting against Utah? I don't know what that is.
You never pitch another city's team when you're in your pitch in a voice memo to Rich Paul to get the LeBron James. You just don't do that. Like,
no, because now you know that city's in their head. You can't go there. If you're Bron, you can't go to Golden State.
Yeah, and
that's terrible.
Yeah, and I love some jazz, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. And maybe a jazz band that's out of the prime.
Whoever wrote that, I mean, that's terrible.
Terrible. All right, who do you got next, bud?
It was Miami Heat.
Okay.
We've been they're in the news. They're front and center right now. You got the Herro Bam beef, which sounds like a sandwich at a local fast food restaurant. But anyway,
the Herro Bam.
The Herro Bam. No. Okay, let's just listen to the Heat's pitch.
Okay.
Let's go start singing commercials. King James, South Beach, checking in. The weather's perfect. Smoothies are suspiciously healthy. And Pat Riley has already practiced dramatically sliding a contract across the table in sunglasses and slick back hair. We're ready for you, Bron. That's it.
That's such a bro moment. Like, that was such a bro note. Like, that was like,
man.
That was who sent this? Was this Tyler Herro's last parting gift to the Miami Heat? Did he send this message, not knowing that he was going to be traded? I mean, what is going on?
Bam slapped the taste out of it. Maybe that you think?
I mean, such a nonchalant. Oh yeah, yo, we got you, Bron. Yeah, come to Miami. Yeah.
This is why Bam hit him with the smack. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, clearly, bro, gave him the 2-piece. All right. Yeah, I did not like that one. I'm not a fan.
That wasn't very good.
That's kind of kind of egotistical. Didn't like it.
Again, whoever wrote that, that's dumb. That's
trash. Absolutely trash.
Yeah. All right, listen. Let's listen to the Timberwolves pitch. This is a good one. Hey there, LeBron. There, we know we're not the first place there that you think of there when you think of playing the basketball there, but we do have young stars there. We got passionate fans there, and enough winter gear there to make you look like the coolest dad at a ski lodge there, LeBron. That was a weird one. That one didn't sound like me at all. We could definitely tell the difference.
That was like if you had a cousin in Minnesota or something. I mean, my goodness,
that was terrible. Honestly,
said so many theirs. Where are we going? Where is there? Yeah, wrong. Like, absolutely not, dude.
Why do people from up in that part of the country? Why do they say there so much?
Yeah, why is it there? We get you're there. Right.
We're here, you're there.
You have the Bears there.
What is this? Anyway,
I mean, I just don't get it. Whatever, Minnesota. It's a nice sleeper opportunity, but it ain't happening.
They're getting worse. The pitches are getting worse. Let's listen to what the Nuggets had to say. Okay.
All right.
LeBron. Denver here. Hey, Jokic says he'll even let you pick the music on the team playing as long as it's not too loud. Also, the altitude doubles his cardio, so technically you'll age backwards here.
Wow.
I mean, they've got a point. That's actually pretty good.
Yeah, LeBron would like to definitely extend his prime if he could play another 10, 15 years in Denver. I mean, think about that. We've never seen that before. I don't know, man. I just think, the Jokic and LeBron personalities may not clash, or they may clash, and this may not be what Jokic is looking for. He's a competitor. LeBron may want to just play some golf, sip his wine, and play basketball. Who knows what he wants? I just don't seem like Denver. Seem like Denver. All right.
I think it's going to be Denver. I wish I could get a hold of the Memphis pitch. That sounded like it would have been legendary to me. But the last one I have is the New York Knicks, and it's terrible. It's not even that good. It's the one that I previewed during the break. I really listened to it. I thought, this is just so boring. It's so New York. It's so arrogant. Hey, LeBron, this is the Knicks. Picture it. Madison Square Garden erupting every night. Broadway calling your name, and New Yorkers insisting they believed in his plan all along. We've already reserved a parade route just in case. You know what to do, Brian. You know what to do. That's it. That was it.
Yeah, okay.
So arrogant. I don't like that.
Yeah, you won a championship already. Yeah, we get it. Madison Square Garden. Yeah, wrong. Get out of here.
Yep.
All right, Chad. I feel good about after hearing those voice memos. I feel great about.
You feel like he's coming to Cleveland?
Yeah, we put a lot of heart and soul, and we weren't like begging, like Minnesota.
I'm just gonna name like a pretty popular little body of water that maybe a lot of people don't even know about after him. That's no big deal.
LeBron Bay.
LeBron Bay. It's fine.
I've heard of Bombay. LeBron Bay.
This is LeBron Bay.
All right. Hey, Rents do.
Oh,
all right.
Let me play Autumn's intro music.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
It's her favorite thing. She loves this song. This is her. No, she's
wrapping us up again.
Oh she said, "Wrap it up, Eli."
I'm so sick of it. We always get told to wrap it up. We're doing it right now, Autumn. Goodness.
Sorry, Autumn. Jeez.
No. Okay, so we full transparency. We had a night show chat meeting after the shows. I found out that Autumn was not telling us to wrap it up. She was telling us she didn't like the music, which honestly, Autumn, we see you down there. You're going to be on here just shortly, just about 30 seconds. My heart hurts. Chad put a lot of effort into that music.
I did.
We use this for a variety of segments. It pains our soul. We know you have Love Island stuff to get into. We don't need you to come on and tell us how you feel, because honestly, after KC got sent home, I don't know how I feel about this show anymore. Not Primetime. I love Primetime. I love The Spiral.
This is how Autumn feels. Yes.
I just don't understand that anymore. America, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right.
The right thing.
Listen, buddy, you are choosing your words at the wrong time. It's 11:01. We don't have any time. I'm off next week. I'll get back with you after.
It's kicking me out of here.
This is Inside Edge Primetime here on the Inside Edge Network. We appreciate you. Chad will be with you all next week, having some fill-in with our guy Double A, mixing and matching throughout the week, maybe some other surprise along the way. And I'll be on vacation. I'll be rejoining not this Sunday coming up, but the following Sunday on Main Event. And we'll be back in the fold. But you've heard enough of me, heard enough of Chad. You'll see him next week.
Definitely.
You'll see me in a few moments. The Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm coming up right after station identification.
You ever work. It's always through join. You have now joined. Hey, I'm sorry, you oh, it's out of my. I'm so the grinder. So
I just here's the thing, Autumn. I want to be full transparent with the audience here. First off, my internet is completely just going haywire. This is another thing. They're out to get us now. The people that defend KC, they're now currently out to get us. It's crazy work. First off, very nice to see you. Happy to get into this Friday with you. Here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna have to give me about 2 seconds here. You're gonna tell the people about the Love Island peeps. I'm gonna try to reset this internet so that I don't sound like I'm in robot world. But I'm coming back. I want you to know. This isn't over. We're just getting started. This is ridiculous what happened tonight. Ridiculous. They literally sent off the most compatible couple, the only dude that stood on business in the entire show, and now we literally have, I see you, Autumn. I see you doing your dance. We have Bryce. Who gives a shit Who cares about the happy loves? Okay, I'm gonna reset. I'll be back in a few minutes. You can try to do your Casey slander, and I'll come back and I'll have it for the people. I'll be back. I'll be back in just a second.
It was amazing. I don't know what. Episode 3. Here, argue. Just in case Dylan at all that hurt the car. Yeah. I this I've been watching foolish fetish. If now ketchup. Yeah, that made me look up. Just being ketchup. Oh, disgusting. Oh my God. Are you as if case
Yeah, I'm back, Autumn. Here's what I'm getting word from the peeps. We're having a little bit of technical issues. I know you're excited. I know you're super excited. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a quick pause. We're gonna reset. I'm ready. I'm ready to defend Casey. We're gonna take a quick pause. When we come back, you can tell all the people about whatever it is with Love Island. So we'll reset here for a second. We'll come back and Autumn will get to celebrate for about, I don't know, an hour. We'll let it rock. All right, we'll be right back.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
We're back.
I think we have you for a moment, Autumn. I don't know. I think you may have blown out the speakers. I think, you were so excited for Love Island. I think you blew out the speakers.
This is
I don't. You.
Look, I don't. I'm not. I want. Okay.
Yeah.
Every people. Okay, both me.
Yeah. No, Autumn, I'm going to tell you this, my friend. I know you got a lot to say. I might need you to restart the computer. Folks. We are pulling back the curtain. Autumn legitimately has blown out her speakers. Casey was eliminated. She blew out her speakers. But yeah, no, I'll hold it down here for a minute. I'll say some very positive words about Bryce and Trinity and all the fine folks. And yeah, we'll have Autumn back here in just a moment. We'll let her do some overrun here into the midnight hour if she's up to it, because I know she got a lot to say. But here's the thing, folks. What we saw tonight, a travesty. A travesty. And this is the only time I'll be able to say this, because when Autumn gets back in here, I won't be able to defend Casey. It won't be good. But what are we looking for, Love Island folks? What exactly are we looking for? Are we looking for the love story? Because if so, then congratulations, Bryce and Trinity. Despite, the awkwardness at times and everything else, congratulations. You have now won Love Island. Hopefully you split the money. Everybody goes home happy. Congratulations. But what exactly is America looking for? And, Autumn will have her different take on it. I'll have my take on it. Because if you wanted real, to the point, then look no further than KC and TT. That's where we're at, folks. Yes, Casey had his flaws, and depending what fan group you asked, if you had the Core 4, which AA and I stay away from because it's a little dangerous out there. Autumn talks about NBA Twitter. We talk about the Core 4 Twitter. We stay away from that when it comes to Love Island. But what we haven't stayed away from is defending Casey at different times. Now, yes, has he made some mistakes? Yes. The Casa Amor stuff, some of the comments said, I get it. I get it. The Anaya stuff, I understand. A lot of things that probably bro shouldn't have said at certain points in the show. But isn't that what some of these reality shows are about and what America's looking for? Somebody that may fall on their face and say some bad things or get in his own way, but ultimately, he's somebody that, hey, we can root for. We can root for Casey because he's finding his way just like we all are. He's got his Casa Amor girl. He's got TT, and don't get me wrong, I understand, maybe, with all the ladies out there, TT may not be a fan favorite, but you ask NBA Twitter audience, you ask, the male audience, TT is somebody, when she came onto the show, she made it a lot more interesting. And you wonder, with the legal issues with TT and, obviously that stemming and then possibly getting her off the show and that being rumored, and you wonder if that led to her being gone before the finale. And I don't know. I know Autumn talks about, they made it official, and any, boyfriend-girlfriend combo before the finale usually actually never makes it to the finale, and I guess that curse continues on. But I'm here to take a stand tonight for myself, for AA, who's back with you again Sunday at Main Event here on the Inside Edge Network. I'm here to make a stand for us. And all the people that rock with KC. You're telling me that the guy who has drawn the most buzz about the show, which again, reality shows, you want the buzz, the popularity. You're telling me the guy that has the most buzz on this show is not in the finale. I don't understand. There's other people you could have looked to get rid of before him, Zach, Sincere. I mean, there's other options out here, folks. But KC, who again, yes, said some things that maybe he shouldn't have said. He said some hurtful things to Anaya, and I get that. That wasn't right. I'm not saying that's right. But the whole show, they're all saying questionable things. It's just a matter of who you rock with the most. And I think Casey was kind of put out to dry here tonight. I think it was absolutely ridiculous. I think at this point, I'll watch the finale. I'm bringing Autumn back. I'll watch the finale, but I just can't get with it. I just can't get with Casey not. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Well, first of all,
we are getting better. We are getting better. It is. I don't. This Love Island episode. Look, it threw me for a loop too. So I don't know what exactly the computer. If you were just punching in celebration after Casey got eliminated or what, but I just think it's a travesty. The most popular person on the show who creates the most buzz stood on business. Yeah, he says some hurtful things. They all have for the most part. He gets eliminated. It just ain't right. It just doesn't sit with me.
Misfortune. The most. It's pretty awesome. No way. When he the reason why people even him he was a not Michael or Zach. I don't. And Carl, me. They're 20, but 29. It's a
I just this has been one of the, like I said, for me, Autumn, this has been one of the toughest episodes I've had to actually face in my short tenure of watching Love Island. The fact that we have to watch an episode with no personality. I just hope, we were talking about Melanie and Sincere, we're talking about their run.
World. Melanie here, not.
I don't know, Autumn. I'll tell you, the whole world is shook up about this. And I know you're going to play it where, like, okay, you're happy Casey's gone. I understand. I get it. But obviously there's something going on because I shook up about it. Double A's upset about it. Your computer and your setup's upset about it because it won't even let you say anything bad about KC tonight because it knows what happened tonight in America and actually in Fiji, but watched here in the States was a travesty, an absolute travesty. I mean, something that's absolutely absurd. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
It's not even one. Even that, I'm really happy. I don't have to do anything. Also, audio issue before. I'm sorry. Oh, Not cooking my thing. Can't work in the morning. One good, and this right. But I'm work.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at KeyOnSports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
I muted myself. I can hear you now.
Eli muted himself, so now we can't hear him. But yeah, you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Well,
I don't know if
clear.
that's a good thing. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, based off our different feelings on Love Island. But yes, I can hear you. I'll take this time to announce that we will extend the spiral since you have been sharing so many kind words about KC and TT and all that. We'll extend the spiral a little bit tonight so you can get all your words out about Love Island. But the floor is yours. This is your show. I've already expressed why KC is so misunderstood, and I think America lost a hero tonight. Lighters out in the sky for KC.
Eli, I heard nothing of what you just said.
You can't hear me? Oh, no. Hold on. No, I
I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you.
I'm...
Oh, welcome into the Daily Spiral, everyone. This has been a great show. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't hear me talk so much shit about KC. I told you tonight has been a funny night. It's been a great night. I just want you to know all the stuff that Eli said, disregard it. KC is terrible. He is the worst. I have been rooting for his downfall since he called my girl a grandma. Since he said she won't be kissing up on me in the bed. Were you entitled to that? No, you were never. You and your scammer girlfriend can go somewhere and be in love off the island. You will not be getting my 100K. In fact, I will literally, I'm going to revel in the fact that you don't get the 100K. You're going to do fine in the world. You're probably going to go on a podcast tour. You're probably going to go on Fresh and Fit. You're probably going to go on every other male-centered podcast. She's probably going on every streamer's dream. You guys are going to do those weird couple YouTube videos like the pop the balloon. You give me those vibes, and I'm just going to say I'm not going to miss you. Now, who I am going to miss, my beloved Kenzie. You know, I really didn't care for her at first. I thought she was a little nuts. But honestly, Clam Slam, you're great. Eli, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear me? Okay,
Before
perfect.
I couldn't hear a thing. Yeah.
Well, it's a shame because what I was saying was, obviously we have different feelings on Love Island.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
America
just
lost a hero.
No, they didn't. Casey was literally a demon. He was literally
That's so
a demon.
false. That's so false. Like, that's so false. I'm here to stand on business tonight. It's Friday.
The presence in that villa is almost gone. Corbin, gone. Dylan, gone. KC, gone. I'm so happy. Now, we still have 2 more demons to extract. They will not be seeing that 100K. Zach has been positioning himself to win that 100K since the moment he stepped in that villa, which is why he didn't align himself with Kenzie. We all know that. Sincere is just a pathological liar who believes his own lies. He's definitely not going to win. But it's down to Trinity and Bryce and Anaya and Carl. I think because of the built-up fan base that they already had, I think it will be Trinity and Bryce. Anaya and Carl, of course, probably will come in second. I voted for Anaya and Carl. But I just want to say this is a great night for all the people out there who are certified haters.
Do I win technically? I gotta go back and watch the tape. But I swore 3 weeks ago I said if Casey or Sincere made the finale.
No, you said KC specifically. You said KC.
I'm gonna go back and watch. I'm on vacation next week. I'll be watching the tape. I'll see what's going on.
You said KC specifically. Now, speaking of Love Island, we will have a live finale reaction show this Sunday. Myself and Double A will be back from vacation. We will react live to the Love Island USA season 8 finale. I'm just excited because I just think evil has been eradicated. Now,
yeah, you're right. We got Zach in there. He's so perfect, Autumn and Sincere. You know what? You couldn't have asked for a better finale. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I know. I don't like Zach. I've called him literally an English bitch on this show.
I know. I understand. But that's who's in the finale over KC.
Absolutely.
Call him whatever you want. Call him his government. Call him these made up names.
It has nothing to do with Zach. It has everything to do with Kata. Literally, Sincere and Zach are in there because of Melanie and Kata. That's it. And neither of them couples are they're just not.
But America's playing a dicey game, Autumn, because now we run into the chance where one of those two could walk away with all of the money. But if hear me out. I know you're the expert, and you know what? I've been wrong on a few things so far. But what I will say is, we're seeing here that there's an opportunity. Say America in this vote falls head over heels one last time with Melanie or Kata, and that's the reason they get voted. They win it, and then it falls into Sincere or Zach's hands. How is America going to feel then? Is Casey really the bad guy then? Are we really mad at TT? That makes no sense. This is why I get frustrated. No, this is why I get frustrated.
Casey literally, when I say Casey made all of those boys in Casa look like what the hell is going on. Sincere is the only one that's close to him. And then we saw Sincere tonight. He's the only one that cried. That's the most emotion I've seen from him the whole show. I don't even want to talk about Sincere. Sincere at this point, he is what he is. He's a pathological liar. We've talked about how he's a pathological liar. He is a pathological liar that believes his own lies. He is the worst kind of pathological liar. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. I just want to say I was right. I was always right. I'm always going to be right. Okay?
What are you going to say if Sincere wins, though?
He's not going to win.
But what if he does?
He's never going to win.
So the finale's Sunday. I'm on vacation, so I won't be with you at all next week.
Like I said, myself and Double A somehow, some way found himself rooting for KC and TT. I don't understand why.
And I'm with them.
I told y'all, when you become a couple in the villa, not couple up, either boyfriend or girlfriend or exclusive or closed off, doing it the final week of the season will get you eliminated, because every single person who does it the final week of the season always gets eliminated because everybody in the audience sees through that you want to win.
Yeah, but tonight was an agenda. Like these past few days have been an agenda. The core four nonsense and all this, it is literally just an agenda. And you know what? This was a travesty to new viewers. This was a travesty to people that are trying to give Love Island a chance. Not saying I won't anymore, Autumn. I'll watch next season. I got you.
I will say
this is bad.
I've had fun, but NBA Twitter, go back to thinking up scenarios about LeBron and talking about Tyler, Herro, and Bam. Stop watching my show. Stop betting on my show. See, some of y'all have lost your rent money because you put your money into KC, not knowing the rules of the show, not knowing that he was a certified scammer. I called him from night one. The moment we got on this air and me and Double A watched him on night one, I said he is going to be the worst. I always knew it.
But he stood on business.
He didn't stand on nothing.
He did. You're talking about how Sincere is a pathological liar. We're talking about how Zach, he does his, thing where he's like, he slid under the rug just enough, but he's pretty bad too. We're talking about all these guys.
I've said Zach is terrible. I've said Corbin's terrible. I said Casey. I've kept it consistent throughout this entire.
Well, you know what? Congratulations, America. You get your little love story. We do this all the time with Chad with a quotation, but this is in quotations, love story between Bryce and Trinity, who may last a week or two outside when they get back to real life.
A couple that is already boyfriend and girlfriend, whose families love each other, who have literally talked about the future. You're talking about the other couple who literally a man is jumping at the chance to put a child inside of her. She literally said, "Yeah, I'm giving you easy access." Eli, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
I'm not with it. Bryce and Trinity, Autumn, we have spent time on this show, and I think we're getting into it again tonight, about the dating world.
Absolutely.
They are trying to convince, Love Island producers are trying to convince America that there's still, throughout all the mess, there's true love. Bryce and Trinity, save me, miss me with it. You know what America wants? They want real. They want the gritty. They want the ugly. They want all of it. And that's KC and TT. Love prevailed despite, the missteps of KC. And yeah, he said some unfortunate things about Anaya. And I mentioned that while you were taking care of what you had to take care of. I get it. Unfortunately, you say things that you don't mean sometimes, or, you shouldn't have said. It wasn't in the right word. You didn't have class. I'll give him that. But he's made some mistakes. He's learned from those mistakes. He doesn't just keep lying himself down a hole to where he gets to the finale. But I guess that's what he had to do. He had to lie or, just slide under the radar enough, or I just miss me with the Bryce and Trinity stuff. If you want me to be completely honest, I hope they finish in fourth.
This is why I should say men should never watch reality TV, because the things you guys take from it is just
Bryce and Trinity. You're telling me that is what America is. That is this show should represent dating and what dating is right now. And Bryce and Trinity maybe it worked in the 80s or the 90s.
Give you hope. That's the whole point of Love Island. It's supposed to give you hope that after 6 weeks of living in a villa, being psychologically tortured, you can still find the love of your life. But I'm gonna just leave you with this. It just looks beautiful. I know you guys have seen this picture already, but it's just it's an amazing picture. It's so beautiful. Now, Eli, I'm not gonna go to break because we've taken like 5 breaks because our computer issues. I'm gonna move right into the lore drop.
Yeah, hold on. Before we get into the lore drop, again, this is your show. You just said, we want to give America hope. This is what Love Island's about, Bryce and Trinity. Now let me tell you about a married pastor. Let me tell you about the other stories you've talked about over the last 3-4 days. Autumn, the two things, respectfully, my friend, because I enjoy the stories and I think they're absolutely wild. They don't mesh like this. What you're about to talk about, these types of stories, this is America. This is like, this is like Casey and TT type stuff. Like this is what America wants. Anyways, back to you.
I forgot to blur this man's name out, but I'm going to show you just how bad my dating life is. Ignore this man's name. You kind of can't see it. Right at the bottom, it says, "Ruin me, but with the strap."
Oh, God. Okay, Autumn.
That's
we got to go to break.
My Tinder DMs. Ruin me, but with a strap on.
No.
Do you guys understand? This is what I go through. Like when I go on dating apps, that is the kind of message I get all the time.
My investigator hat, because it's what obviously we do journalism here on the Inside Edge Network. Mm-hmm. That was recently.
That was literally this morning. Gosh. I literally went on Tinder because I was like, I'm a little bored. I'm gonna see what's going on. I just. Yeah, that was what
Did
it was.
Did you respond?
No. No, I'm gonna just let it hang, because why are you asking me this? Like, why? But
Like that's crazy work. That like, here's your cup of coffee. Or you may have, a donut. Get ready for the morning and letting that message fly.
Yeah, it just I can't even tell you.
I just don't get it. All right, back to you.
All right. So yesterday I teased this beautiful story. I call the story Mac Miller. Now, this story is not traumatic. This is not graphic.
Okay.
This is just one of the worst dates I've ever been on in my life.
Okay.
I'm gonna just let you know this, right?
Okay.
So I think this man came from either Hinge or Bumble. Forgot which one. Okay. But just know this one significant thing. I am 23, 24 around this time.
Okay.
He's 26. Just know that.
All right.
Right?
All right. Copy.
We start talking. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm like, look, sometimes you got to give ugly men a chance. This is the phase of my life where I was giving ugly men a chance. Don't do that ever, people. Don't give ugly people chances. Especially ugly men. Oh my God, terrible. But we were talking and he said, you know what? We should go to the movies together. I said, you know what? We should. Okay. I haven't been on a movie date in a very long time. I said, yeah, let's go to the movies.
Very crafty. So you don't have to see him.
No.
Because it's dark in the movie.
No.
Okay.
Eli, when I tell you that's the worst thing I could have done was recommend a movie date. So first off, he didn't even ask me what movie I wanted to see. He said, we're going to see this movie. I said, no, that's not how this works. I said, we're going to talk about what movies are out. We're going to see which movies are at an appropriate time. And that's how we're going to pick it.
Yeah.
So we ended up picking what is actually one of my favorite movies. I watch it on planes all the time. Crazy Rich Asians. Love the movie. Fantastic. Okay. Beautiful movie. Okay. So that should just tell you when this was 2018. Right? So I'm texting him. I was like, yeah, let's go see you Friday night, whatever.
Okay.
Now, this was, I think, Baker's first season.
Yeah, 2018. Yep.
Yes. So my cousin had got us tickets to the Browns home opener because it was Steelers versus Browns. And I remember this because it was the game that they tied.
Yep. Yeah, I think that was the Tyrod Taylor. It was Tyrod Taylor was still the starter. It was right before Baker took over, I think in week 3 that season. So yeah. Okay. So a little blast from the past.
Yes. So it was that weekend. So my mom and I, we hadn't really had a lot of Browns gear. This was my first Browns game ever in my life because, Browns been terrible most of my life. And I was excited, right?
Yeah.
So I get to Target and I'm Target across town. Like I'm not even near my house. And I know that I have a date at 8:00. It's 5:00. Date is at 8:00. I have enough time to go to Target, get what I need, come back home.
Okay.
Why did this man text me at 5:30? Yeah, I'm outside your house. I said, huh? He said, yeah, I'm right on the corner of the street near your house. Now, mind you, also, I live on a main street. So I'm like, what do you mean you're near my house? I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, Mom, all right, come on, hurry up. We got to go. She's like, what? What's going on? I'm like, I have a date tonight. I forgot to tell you. She's like, all right. So we get what we need. We go home. I get semi ready for the date. And I'm like, once I'm ready, I'm like, it's probably 6:30, 7:00. Still got a whole hour and a half before the movie starts.
Did he send a text before saying he was outside your text? Like, hey, I'm on the way. Hey, I'll be there this time.
Nope.
Okay. All right. That's a little odd. It's a little odd. And also just knowing, I have obviously women in my life, my sister, my mom. I've been on dates with, women. I understand that it does take usually at least an hour, if not 2, to get ready, depending on who's getting ready. But you got to understand.
He looked ugly on this date because he pissed me off so bad.
Well, he didn't give you any time. I mean, you got to give the ladies at least an hour to 2 hours to get ready. The makeup, if they want to curl or straighten their hair, if they want to try out different. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and that is one thing I will say, respectfully, as a dude, I could be ready in probably 15, 20 minutes. Like, ready to rock. Everything's good. Put my smoke goods on. I'm ready to rock. Boom. Put a comb through the hair. But it's a different story. So I had to get some more clarity. Okay, back to you.
Yes. So after a while, I was like, all right, let's go. And he goes, all right, cool. I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm ready. He goes, okay, you can just walk down. Now, mind you, it's fall. It's fall. So it's pitch black outside at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, he wants me to walk down the street to meet him at his car. I said, oh goodness. I said, this is already starting bad, right? Again, already showing up to my house 3 years or 3 months, whatever, early.
Yeah, sure. It felt like that. It felt like 3 years ago. I mean, 5 o'clock.
Early, just too early.
Yeah.
And now you're asking me to walk down the street and I don't know you? I'm like, okay. I said, no, just come to my house, right? So he comes to my house. I get in the car. I turn. It is the most overpowering smell of bad cologne I've ever had in my life. I literally can just picture, I'm literally back in that car and I can smell the bad cologne.
Was it Axe?
No, it was something much worse. I could tell it was a cheap cologne too. I could tell it was like super, 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 super cheap cologne. And I'm like, oh my God, this is disgusting.
Okay.
Like, please, no. So I also turn and look. This man is a whole catfish. This is not the man in the picture. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, and in my mind, I'm just like, only I would end up in this kind of situation. This is only me could end up like this. But I said, you know what? I'm nice. I'm still a nice girl. I'm not mean. Let's move forward. So I also live like 5 minutes away from a movie theater.
Okay.
So we get to the movie theater. That's also why I was like, why are you at my house so early? Literally, I live 5 minutes away. I also have to mention something that's important to the story. Okay. The weekend before this happened, I went out to a local Cleveland bar owned by a terrible, terrible human, and me and a bunch of my friends got drugged. So I couldn't drink alcohol anymore. Like the taste of alcohol, because I had thrown it up for an entire weekend, which is terrible.
Yeah.
Again, this is important to the story. Important to the story. So we get to the movie theater. I'm like, hey, like we get up to the ticket counter. We tell him what movie, and I just see him pull out a gift card. I'm like, what? Again, already red flag that he showed up to my house early. Bad cologne, is a catfish. Now he's paying with a gift card. He goes, yeah, I got a bunch of these for Christmas. Okay. So we get in the movie theater. I'm like, all right, if you pay for tickets with gift cards, that's fine. It's fine. Whatever. We get in the movie theater. Now, this is also the time where movie theaters have just put bars in movie theaters, right? So he goes, you should get something to drink. I'm like, I'm okay, I'm fine. He goes, no, you should definitely get some alcohol to drink. And I said, no, I'm okay. He forced me to get a margarita, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, like you're just adding to the fact that I hate you right now. So he gives me this margarita. I feel bad because I know I'm going to waste it. I'm not going to drink it. The weekend before, I literally got drugged. I'm sitting here and I'm like, this is terrible. So we start having conversation. And I'm like, okay, it can't get worse than this. Eli, when I tell you it got so much worse after this moment, this is the moment where I said, I need to leave, but I couldn't go anywhere because no one was around. And I said, oh my God, this is terrible. So we're talking about how each other grew up. We're talking about this, we're talking about that. And I'm like, okay, this is decent. And he goes, so did you see the headline today? Now, this is why this is important. And this is why I call this story. I said, what headline? He was like, you know about Mac Miller. I was like, oh yeah, I saw. I'm like, it's really sad. He passed away. I really liked his music. He goes, yeah, I really relate to him a lot. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, yeah, Mac Miller and I have a lot in common. Now, again, Mac Miller has just passed away from 8 overdose, you guys.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah,
this is literally the same day. And I said, I said, what? So if you tell me you have a lot in common, I'm like, are you telling me you're on drugs? Eli, just guess what he had in common with Mac Miller. Just guess.
Pittsburgh. He's from Pittsburgh.
No, he was from Menor.
His name was Malcolm.
No.
He writes poetry.
Mm-mm.
He has a crush on Ariana Grande.
No.
You got me. I don't know.
This is verbatim what he said. I will never forget this statement. I go, what do you mean you have a lot in common? He goes, well, Mac Miller was 26 and I'm 26.
Okay. All right.
I said,
This guy's got to go.
I said, I don't think that's you don't have a lot in common. I said, are you on drugs? He goes, no. I said, but because you're 26 and he was 26. He was like, yeah.
That makes zero sense. Where do you find some of these people?
I don't even know how this. Again, he catfished me. So I was already pissed.
But in fairness, and like I have your back on all these stories. You kind of did this year. Like part of this is on you. Like,
absolutely.
Like, you should have just been your friend, and we actually could have like walked you through this and been like, hey, don't go to the movie theater with the guy that isn't like the guy that you met through the picture. I mean, what did you expect? Did you think it was going to be Prince Charming that he like somehow when you got to the movie theater, he was like, and it's all in the house. I got one of everything. Let's go ahead and enjoy it. We rented out the entire movie theater. I mean, Autumn.
It just gets worse from here. I'm going to just let you know it does. It gets worse from here. So the whole Mac Miller statement just made me zone out completely and just say to myself, oh, he is terrible. He is the worst.
Like, that is crazy.
I know, right?
That makes me so mad because I actually like love Mac Miller. Like actually one of my biggest influences in music. That actually like makes me mad that somebody would just be like, we're 26, so we're basically this. That makes zero sense. Anyways, yeah.
Imagine how I felt as I'm like sitting there being like, I love Mac Miller's music, and he's being reduced to Mac Miller's 26. I'm 26. What the hell? I'm like, I don't think we have a lot in common.
We lost some brain cells on that.
No, right. It gets worse.
Okay, can't wait.
We finally get to the movie theater. We're in the movie, right?
Okay.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, finally, I get to at least enjoy a movie because nobody wants to talk to him. I'm like, this is great. He's not going to talk to me. This is going to be fine. He got up 5 times to go get beers off of his gift cards. I said, what is going on? So he came back buzzed. Every 3 seconds in the movie, I'm trying to watch. I'm trying to enjoy it. I just get, you see? I'm like, oh my God, this is so terrible. At one point, my hand is like this, and I can see him like try, and I went, I'm like, and usually at the movie theater, if I'm on a date, I will hold a hand. I don't mind. I don't mind holding a hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was just, oh my God. I was like, please leave me alone. So he's got beer breath. He's buzzed. He's trying to hold my hand. He's interrupting the movie. I'm like, I'm so annoyed. I'm like, okay, just at this point, let's just go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we have to get back in his car. It's super late at night. And it still smells like bad cologne. We're in this movie theater parking lot. And he goes, yeah, you want to listen to some music? I'm like, please no. I'm like, sure.
What did you put on?
I don't even remember. And he just looked at me. He was like, you look really tense. And mind you, I'm in his car. I'm sitting like this. And I have my seatbelt on. And he's like, let me give you a massage.
Oh, no.
He proceeds to give me a back massage with my seatbelt on. And he's like, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And he turns and he goes, so you want to, I said, hey, I don't kiss on the first date, knowing I'm fully lying. Like, I don't kiss on the first date. He goes, oh, okay, I'm going to continue. So he continues giving me the worst back massage of all time. He goes, "Are you ready to go home?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." So then he starts singing. He starts singing classic rock, and I'm like, "Please, I need this man to leave me alone." So we get to my house, and he goes, "Had a really fun time." I was like, "Yeah, okay, bye." I closed the door. I've never closed the door fast enough. I've never gotten the house fast enough. I blocked his phone number. I forgot to block him on Snapchat. The next day, he tried to send me a message. I was like, "No, I'm going to delete it." So this Brown story comes into the handle because I'm at the game. I post the photo.
Oh, you didn't get rid of him on Snapchat. Oh, no.
He sends me a message that was like, "We should meet up." And I go, "I'm with my family." He goes, "Well, why'd you block me? Why'd you block my phone number? I am so fast. I've never deleted someone, blocked them on Snapchat so fast." And I've never seen that man to this day. And that's why I call him Mac Miller, because he literally compared himself to Mac Miller, even though he had no sense of music taste, was not any sort of artist, and just was overall the worst.
I think you got to take a break, Autumn. I know these are older stories. You might need to, dating's rough out here nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
This is 2018.
I mean, but it hasn't got any better. I'm not saying necessarily for you, just in general. Out here for the field, everybody out here, it's not good. It's not pretty.
No.
I mean, so I have a movie story. Not as bad, or crazy as that, I guess. Again, mine are pretty tame. But Double A and I, we partnered up to go on a double date. Yeah, I know, crazy. We went out to the local movie theater around the area, in Independence. We went out, I was talking
That's
to
the
this.
one I went to.
I mean, it's the hub, so we went there, I was like, "Hey, she's like, I got a friend, it's like, perfect. I have a friend, and Double A and I, this is probably, at least 3 years of knowing each other. Probably at this point, we're rocking and rolling, boom. Double A's like, "Yeah, let's go." So we go on this date and we meet up. Double A drives, me and him up there. They get up there and hello, hi, how are you? Whatever. Grab the tickets, we're chopping it up. Grab the popcorn, grab the drinks, all that fun stuff. And then we get in the movie theater. Now, this is an Eli L moment. I don't have many of these, but this is an Eli L moment. We get into the movie theater, we're talking, we're chilling, commercials haven't really started, previews aren't rolling. And then they start rolling, we're chatting a little bit. And then the movie starts. And I'm still talking. And yes, I know, big L moment. So I'm sitting there talking. She's conversing back. Double A looked at me a few times like, "Hey, like, chill out, Eli. Like, hey, like, right, movie's going." Like, I'm like, "Okay." So, trying to keep it low key, trying to, be quieter, whatever. And all of a sudden, we're like 40 minutes into the movie. This dude stands up and he goes, "Hey, whoever's talking right now, shut the up." And Double A looks at me and he's like, "Hey, we got to stop. We got to, this has to be the end of you talking." So we sat there, watched the rest of the movie, walked out. I did not have any conversation with the fella or say, whatever, my bad. I got moving. This is not 28-year-old Eli. This is in the past. I've learned since then, but that was a big L, and then we go to say goodbye, and it was raining. So we just ran to our car. I texted her, and that was that. You learn, you live and you learn. A lot of the times it's me getting, looking bad and not for my own doing. That time, I will say, bad Eli Moon moment, terrible Eli Moon moment. I was talking in the movie theater. It's a big no-no. I should know better. My mom's a big movie enthusiast, and that guy had every right to tell me to shut the bleep up. All right, that's my movie story. Not as bad, but yeah, I was actually the guy that you shouldn't be in the movie theater.
Again, before this, I had such a successful run in movie theaters. I've had cutesy dates. I'm pretty sure that was the last movie date I ever went on, because that man just made the experience so awful for me.
I just realized I can't go on movie dates unless it's like the fourth or fifth time, or maybe like second, third time. I don't know. I feel like me personally, I guess this is like some dating advice I'll share to people out there. If you're a talker and you feel like, you need to know about the person, you haven't done enough texting enough to know the person, don't go to a movie theater. Do not. You are not going to accomplish anything but seeing a good movie and kicking it with somebody, but you're really not kicking it with somebody because you don't know the person. Go sit down somewhere, go do something that's, a park or something, an activity, whatever. Go do something and talk to somebody. That's me. You may have had more success on that realm of things, but Me personally, I cannot, because I'll sit there and talk the whole time, Autumn, and then I'll get told to shut the bleep up, and I'll have to leave another movie theater. We don't want that.
When I tell you, like, till this day, I like every time I tell the story, everybody's like, it can't get worse. It can't get worse. When I get to the Mac Miller part, they're always like, oh my God, he really said that. I'm like, yeah. And he said it with a straight face. That's the part that really, like I said, back alone, Mac Miller, gift cards, because he paid for every single thing with gift cards. What was the other one?
Just bad.
It was just so much. It was so much on that date. Now, mind you guys, I have so many like stories. Like to the point where I have forgotten some. I have fully forgotten some. And like I was talking to my cousin the other day, and I was like, I'm supposed to tell all these stories, and she was reminding me of stories, and I'm like, oh my God. Now I'm gonna tell you a funny story about her. And this is because of me. And I take full responsibility. Okay. I was dating a guy once who worked in a gay club. Okay. Took her to his gig because he was also a DJ. She somehow, some way meets someone at the club. I tell her, stop. Like, don't meet him. Don't do anything with him. I'm like, please. I'm like, I even asked the guy that I went to go see, who is not gay, by the way, you guys, not gay. He just took advantage of gay men because they thought he was gay. Just sounds even worse, right?
Yeah.
My cousin ends up hooking up with the guy I told her not to. I'm like, please, just don't do anything stupid. She goes on a date with him. Eli, she gets in the car with me and my mom. We go somewhere. And she goes, you guys will never believe what happened. I go, what happened, girl?
Oh, no.
She goes, we went to the park. We went on a nature walk. He RKO'd me.
Come on, dude. RKO'd is crazy. It's crazy.
I said, what do you mean he RKO'd you? She said he asked her what her favorite wrestler was. And she said, oh, it's Roman Reigns. I love Roman Reigns. Now, my cousin was obsessed with Roman Reigns. And she said that he... Hold on, I'm trying to get through it because it's so funny. She said that as soon as she said, yeah, I love Roman Reigns, she just saw this man's hands come out of her neck and RKO her. Oh my God. When I tell you guys.
Not even the right wrestler.
When I tell you, that beat every other story I had because I said, what do you mean? So when I tell you guys, some of these stories are hilarious that I have in my back pocket. Oh my God. Whew. All right. I'm sorry. That is still she has told the story.
Wasn't even the right wrestler though.
Like, that's even funnier about it. It wasn't. It was. I'm like, you could have hit her with anything else.
Like a spear? I mean, like, I don't know how you'd feel about your cousin getting speared in the middle of nature. But like...
Till this day, she has told this. Now, mind you, my cousin also is like a decent size following, like small influencer. So every time she tells the story on her TikTok page, I can't help but to cry laughing because I was there, and I told her not to do it. But that should just show you just like how bad. Like my dating life is. My dating life literally affected her getting RK.
No words.
Okay.
No words.
Whew.
No words.
Whew. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Now on Monday, I promise I will give you guys a break from the lore drops. I promise this coming week I will give you guys a break. Because I don't want to traumatize you and I have to save some stories, okay? Some stories are really good. I told Eli and AA, I said, if you allow me to, I will change the names.
It's a no.
I will change the setting. But there is one story that will go down in history as the greatest story ever.
Yeah, it's a no for me, Autumn. Sorry, it's a no. Double A's not here to defend himself right now. The program director is on vacation, back next week, but I would think he would also say no. But you know what? You do have a lot of fun stories. I think we'll be okay without that one. I know.
Yes. Now, we're going to switch it back to sports because World Cup is still going on next week, literally a week from technically yesterday because it's midnight, is the World Cup final. Now, we are almost down to 4 teams. Tomorrow is the most anticipated matchup of the tournament. It will be England versus Norway. Erling Haaland, can he continue his dominant streak? And will England be shut up? Because you guys, I'm going to tell you, England has not won a World Cup since 1962.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy, right? Both teams are in an interesting spot. Norway's on a nice run where, nobody necessarily expected this much of a run, including Erling Haaland, who's talked about the other teams having the advantage that, France is probably going to win this thing, he said earlier in the Cup. And, he's been very open and honest about it. So it's just been fun to see somebody, very humble, very modest, winning right now and being one of the limelights, one of the spotlighted guys for the World Cup. England has Harry Kane. He's in the Golden Boot discussion as well. Right now it's Kylian Mbappe is leading the Golden Boot because of assists. He has a tiebreaker over Lionel Messi, but they're tied in goals. Just the assist goes to Mbappe, so he's leading right now. And then you have Erling Haaland a goal behind those guys, and then right there is Harry Kane. He's not too far behind either. The big thing, Autumn, is going to be Gerald Kwanzaa. He's out for 2 games, 2 World Cup matches. He had a red card against Mexico the other day in that big game in Azteca Stadium. And now he's going to miss not only this game tomorrow against Norway, but he's going to also miss, if they are to advance, a pretty important matchup because the winner of this game, or match, I believe would play Argentina, the winner of Argentina and Switzerland. So this is very big for England, not having one of their better players against Norway. And then if they do survive and get to the next round, they won't have him against Messi and Argentina, who appears to be the favorite in a lot of people's minds right now. He is one of the best, if not the best footballer of all time. And it seems like that's where a lot of the public, opinion is it's Argentina's tournament to lose. But Norway's a lot of fun. England's going to give them hell regardless. Harry Kane and those guys will give them hell. It's going to be fun seeing Spain and France on the other side. That's decided now, Spain and France moving on in their quarterfinal matchups. I'm excited for that one. I can't lie. I know we got to get to the other side of the bracket and figure out who wins, Norway and England and Argentina, Switzerland. But Spain and France, Kylian Mbappe is the perfect villain. You can look at him as a hero too. He can be viewed in that light. He's bringing a good light to soccer, but it's perfect. The way he challenges the referees, the way he's outspoken in some of his interviews. He is the perfect villain to Erling Haaland's hero. And the fact that we could get that matchup, that we could get France and Norway in the final, that's what I want. If you ask me, who do you want in the finale? I want it to be France and Kylian Mbappe versus Erling Haaland. 2 guys that are younger, that can lead the next generation of soccer, maybe create some more excitement for it here in the States, despite them being international stars. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. They are 2 of the best goal scorers right now in this tournament.
Yeah, I just want England and Argentina to lose. England because I just want them to shut up. They literally every single World Cup, without fail, every single World Cup, every single international tournament, whether it be the Euros, the World Cup, any international tournament, England by far is the most annoying team. Not France. France somehow, some way is not annoying. I like Kylian Mbappe. I think his other teams got some interesting things going on, but on an international soccer level, I like him. Of course, I was happy Portugal lost. Cristiano Ronaldo at this point, that's going to be his big thing, is that he was never able to win a World Cup.
We'll see. He may come back in 2030. It's in Portugal. They just hired a new coach. I'm not saying he wins it, but we'll definitely see.
He's pushing 40 now. I'm pretty sure he's
41. He'd be 45, and that would be a big leap. But you're not looking for Ronaldo to be, Ronaldo at 28 years old. You just would look for the veteran experience that he still provides at the expertise he does. I'm not saying Portugal would win it. That's 4 years from now. We got to see what all these countries look like by that point, who comes up. But it would be an interesting story. It would be interesting. I just want to see, you bring up Mbappe, you bring up, some of these other guys. I just want to see, soccer have this rejuvenation. with these different stars, wherever they're from, and have something that people can buy into.
I would love to see a Norway France final. That to me is like Erling Haaland versus Kylian Mbappe would be just an amazing final.
Yeah.
But I want to also talk about one thing. Yeah. I've been on the side of TikTok where Europeans are finally figuring out that America is a nice place. Yeah. Eli, when I tell you, every single time I see videos of Europeans in this country, I'm truly baffled because I'm like, what do they have over there? Like what? I saw somebody saying, "Oh, I love America because you guys have pretty sunsets." Do you guys not have sunsets? I've learned they don't have sunsets. They don't have thunderstorms. That's just like a baffling thing. They don't have thunderstorms. Of course, we know they don't have AC, and a certain country that is supposed to be one of the most evolved, advanced countries in the world refuse to put AC in their homes. They love Crest whitening strips because apparently there's a certain component in Crest that is not in British toothpaste, so it's not as strong. Found that out. That's crazy. Ibuprofen. They really like ibuprofen. Melatonin gummies, because apparently melatonin gummies are not sold where you could just pick them up off the shelves. You have to go to a doctor. EOS body wash. They love that shit. I don't understand why.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is just like, when we go to a different country, and I've never been outside of the country, but, when you go to a different country and you see certain things that, it kind of catch you for surprise that maybe you weren't expecting, whether it's, a lot of my friends like talk about wanting to go to Japan or like, go to Tokyo and go to different spots, Ireland, different things. And I think it catches people off by surprise. So I think, for people that maybe this is their first time visiting the States, they're just not aware of certain things that we have. It's a cultural shock. It's like wherever, if I were to go to Japan tomorrow, it would completely be a culture shock. I wouldn't know my left from my right. I'd just be kind of immersed in it and just finding things, little things that maybe they see over there that, it's ho-hum that, I think what, and it is for any country, not just the United States, but I think any country takes for granted, some of the things that your country provides. And it's not perfect. I'm very clear on that. I've been across the network. It's not perfect, but there are some cool things that we do have here, whether it is the nature and certain things that we do have ability to do and whatever. It is cool that it gets recognized despite all the madness and whatever in the political world and everything else. I just think it's pretty cool. And, about time, we have Scottish in Boston, going partying, drinking all the beer, we have people, asking Americans in Pennsylvania, what to do in Los Angeles, not understanding how much of a gap that is in terms of hours. So it's just fun. I mean, I think it's fun. And that's what's made the World Cup a lot of, for lack of better words, fun, right? And enjoyable because people have had a chance to get to see what these other countries are like, see some of their culture, see some of the things they do, see the fans get involved, and see some camaraderie. And you don't see it a ton, even on the pro level sometimes with some of these championship teams. They don't necessarily always like each other. So it's kind of cool to see a lot of these guys coming together for their country, for their brotherhood, essentially, to rock and roll. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like I saw some people having a deep culture shock on 4th of July. 4th of July is like the fact that they came on 4th of July and were just like shocked by everything that they were seeing. I was like that. This was actually a tame 4th of July, like fully tame. Yeah. But the one that is getting me, the one culture shock thing that is getting me, that I'm like, what is wrong? Is still the shitty food. When I tell you, I've seen so many videos of people being like, my favorite food that we've tried so far is Long John Silver's. What? Ooh. What do you mean Long John? They love Long John Silver's, Golden Corral, Panda Express, Chipotle, IHOP, a Waffle House. I don't understand. Waffle House, when I say you have to be absolutely smashed to enjoy Waffle House. And they are like losing their minds over just the most mediocre food. And I'm like, I've been to London. Okay. I've been to London before. I'm not even going to lie to you. The food is trash. Okay. It is really trash. It's not good at all. It has no seasoning, no flavor, nothing. Even their most famous place, Nando's, hated the chicken. Dry as hell. The only food, honestly, that I would eat again, I would eat a Sunday roast. We went to a really nice restaurant. We had a Sunday roast that was really good. Other than that, all the food was terrible, horrendous.
That's disappointing. That's really disappointing.
Also, they want to judge Americans on all of our issues. I'm pretty sure everybody in England is an alcoholic. Every single place you go in England, there is a bar or some kind of alcoholic beverage. You could go to Five Guys Burgers and Fries in England, and somebody's selling a Corona. So,
I mean, alcohol sells no matter where you're at. I mean,
but when when they said Long John Silver's, I'm like, Long John Silver's. I'm like, you know how mid that is?
I'm not a seafood guy, so it's a no for me regardless. You could say any of the seafood places, but Long John Silver, if I'm understanding correctly, is like the fast food of seafood. Of seafood. I sounded
it's really bad.
Emphasis. It's
disgusting.
Yeah, so I hopefully they find some other foods. Maybe they go to a Morton's, I mean, I know Ohio's not hosting really anything, but maybe they find, a good steakhouse to go to, go do some hibachi, see how Americans do hibachi. Like,
one guy said, I had the greatest steakhouse experience of my life. And I'm thinking, oh my God, he went to a nice fancy place. Y'all, he went to Longhorn.
Longhorn's nice, Autumn. Come on.
Longhorn is nice, but he talked about it like it was Morton's, like it was Hyde, like it was Red Steakhouse. He talked about Longhorn like this. He was like, oh my God, it was the greatest steak experience. I'm thinking he's about to say he went to a fancy restaurant. He went to Longhorn Steakhouse, y'all.
I know, but depending on the country, it may be like a, something they don't get it quite often. So Longhorn to him may have been like, to us, a Morton's or a Reds or Delmonico's. I mean, because I'm just saying, and not to defend the other, the other country, but got to think some of the, and again, because we'd go over to these different countries and we'd be like, you do things like this over here. For them, that steak may have been like a 5-star. They made it, and they got it at a bargain. They didn't have to go pay $80, $100, $120 for. I don't know. It's crazy. I used to work downtown, and every time I look at Morton's, I'm like, maybe next paycheck, because goodness gracious, I'm going to spend $300 there. I mean, it's crazy. Cultural shocks. Autumn, I'll tell you, I do want to go out of the country. Papa Moon went to the Bahamas 3 months ago.
Yeah, that is, but isn't out of the country.
Yeah. He was on the
Bahamas, like.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give him credit, because he got a nice tan, kind of, sort of, got sunburnt. He stepped off the boat. He went into the Bahamas and did some stuff there. So that's like his out of the country experience so far. I have not, but yeah. I mean, like that's why I bring it up because like I want to go to Ireland, and I think like the whole culture shock over there is different. You talk about drinkers. I mean, they like to get down in Ireland. And I'd like to actually try a Reuben over there for the first, like, see what they actually do because it's different over here. I'm sure the way we cook things and do things, I don't know. That's my ramble. I love people, love different culture experiences. I think it's cool that people are experiencing that despite all the FIFA nonsense and the Balogun red card and this country maybe in money laundering. And just enjoy that people can enjoy people for once.
Yeah, and then, last thing before we get out of here soon, because Midnight Run will be coming up, and I'm literally, like, dragging because I have to get up.
No, you are A-okay.
For work. The other thing that they've been talking about is driving. Apparently, in England, they just do the speed limit.
Yeah.
This one guy, he was like, your roads are insane. He said, the speed limit was 70 miles per hour. Every single comment was like 70 miles per hour is a suggestion, honey. You got to do at least 10 over. And I said, what are these people? Like when I say culture shock is one thing, but truly, I think this experience has kind of opened me up to be like, what's happening? Like in other countries, like in Asia, like they were fine. They just really like to drink and eat food, right? But it's the European countries that are just European, Australia. They are just baffled at what's going on. And I'm like, yo, you guys need to get a grip. They also have now just like figured out why Americans really don't leave America. They're like, you don't really need to leave America. I know. I'm like, I know. You can go on a vacation in your own state. Like you literally can go, like I can literally go to multiple places in the state of Ohio and it could be a vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
But Eli,
yes,
let's give you my good spiral and bad spiral before we get out of here. Before you switch over to Double A's Crack Show, which he will be back for this Monday. I will also be filling in for you
Yes.
all week up until
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes.
On Primetime. I'm very interested in this. This is going to be
Gets a little crazy. Chad goes in a time machine. He turns, into old school Chad Bryan. It gets a little dangerous. Tuesday top 5, that list gets a little testy. There's some things, we can prep you for. Get you ready over the weekend. But it should be fun. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'll give you my good spiral, bad spiral. Good spiral of the day. Good spiral of the day is that Kumon Chandler is out of the house, out of the villa.
Wow.
Please go down the rabbit hole of all the tweets of watching him. And again, we are getting our show back. Us ladies are getting our show back. You guys can have NBA Twitter, okay? You can have NBA Twitter.
You encouraged us to watch this show.
Look, I encouraged you to watch, but not become an incel.
You're just mad that we have opinions on the show, and our opinions are right.
Just no, they're not. They're really
This feels like Chris Daughtry when he got kicked out before the finale on American Idol. We all know who the best was on this show. It's all right. Your bad spiral.
Don't you dare compare the angel that is Chris Daughtry to Casey. Okay?
Both got a C for their initials.
Don't you dare. Okay?
Okay.
Bad spiral of the day. Miami Heat. Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo getting into a physical altercation because Tyler Herro said some not so great things on social media about the Heat organization after he was traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Y'all don't even engage with it. This is the most hot mess offseason I've ever seen, and a physical altercation just would be the cherry on top. Cherry on top. Now, I'm going to say this one last thing, and I'm going to let Eli switch over to Double A's Crack Show.
Yes, I like that you specify that it's Double A's Crack Show, that I'm just filling in for it.
I'm begging you guys. I need this LeBron thing to be done. I can't keep going through it. We're almost halfway through July. Please be done by this weekend. I swear. I don't care where you go. Just be done. I don't want to hear about it no more. Be done.
Coming up next Friday on the Daily Spiral, LeBron Watch Day 14, or whatever day it'll be.
I don't even want to do this anymore, Eli. He's been doing this since I was 14.
It's almost over. Here's the good news.
I'm 31.
It's closer to being over than it is getting started. So there's that.
He's been doing this for 15 years. He can't keep getting away with it.
He is. Oh, he is. They're sending voice memos now. He's getting away with it. Oh, he's getting away with it. And you'll watch. You'll be tuned in, seeing where he goes.
That's why I'm angry, is because I know I'm going to be interested. I know that I'm going to hang on to everything. You don't think I've already not went down the rabbit hole of Max Strus and Donovan Mitchell and LeBron all just randomly being at golf courses this weekend? You didn't think I watched Rich Paul and Max Kellerman talk about all his options? You don't think I know about the voice memos? I know everything. I want to be done.
Here's the thing. It may not be done by the time I get back from vacation.
Oh my God, I want him to let go.
I got all next week off, and then I'm back the following week. We might then be talking about where LeBron's going.
Oh my God. I need him.
Sorry, friend.
That's how I feel.
Okay, perfect end of the week. That's perfect. I think that's how we all feel at some point during this week. But no, yeah, I'm excited. I'm kind of sad that, I definitely need to get some R&R, but I'll be off the spiral for the next, Tuesday and Friday are my days. So I'll be off next Tuesday and Friday. So we'll regroup. Maybe I'll have some dating stories by then. It's a whole week autumn. I could maybe find a lucky lady, go on a date, have a terrible experience, and share it here on the Daily Spiral.
I probably won't be doing any lore drops next week because, again, like I said, I will want to save those.
Oh, you save yours. Again, this is after next week. I may stumble into a bad date. I'm hoping it'll be a good date if I stumble into one. But if it's bad, I can share it here when I come back the week after. So, everybody's a winner.
Yes, but Eli, I'm going to let you go and let you switch over to Double A's Crack Show. I will see you guys on Sunday, where Double A and I will return. We will live react to the finale of Love Island USA Season 8, and we will talk about the winners, who will be the winners, whether it be Carl and Anaya, Kennedy and Bryce, Melanie Shazier, Ada. And then voting is open until 2 a.m. which is crazy. It's open until 2 a.m. I've already had my 3 votes in, but I will see you guys on Monday or Sunday. I'll see you guys on Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Please, please, please. I'm begging. LeBron, end my suffering.
All right. Well, that is Autumn Chisholm of the Daily Spiral. You'll see her back on Sunday, that is, excuse me, folks. Sunday for the finale of Love Island Season 8. And then, of course, you will have Double A there as well. He'll be back rocking and rolling. Double A's got double duty that day. Pretty crazy. He has main event at 5 p.m. and then 8:30 with Autumn. He's got a busy return to the schedule. So we're excited to get him back. Midnight Run coming up here just after a few words from our partners. We got to get into it. Is it Draymond? Is it Anthony Davis? Is it Kyrie Irving? Who is it? Who is going to bring LeBron James to Cleveland? He's not coming alone, folks. We'll talk about it. And, of course, we'll talk about Conor McGregor. Talked about him a little bit earlier this week. And whether you love him, whether you hate him, you're definitely interested. If anybody's going to make you tune in on the fight this weekend, it's going to be him. We'll talk about the face-off of Max Holloway and what this means for MMA moving forward. All on Midnight Run, a little abbreviated, folks. We're going to be running tonight. Back after this.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. Handcrafted with natural essential oils and clean ingredients, they offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances. Perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you or your special someone. Courtesy of Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers, use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to SportsMemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. SportsMemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And welcome in to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network, an abbreviated version, about a half hour or so here, folks. I had some technical difficulties, but we got through them. Daily Spiral with Autumn Chisholm. We were rocking and rolling. Another fantastic week of Inside Edge Primetime. Shout out to Chad Bryant. Really appreciate him for doing his thing. Shout out to Autumn with Daily Spiral. Fantastic week there as well. And Kyle Cornell and I have been holding it down here for Midnight Run. Of course, we miss our bro, our program director, AA Anthony Alford. He'll be back with you, with all of us here on Sunday. He's got a busy Sunday, as I was mentioning before. A little quick pause for the cause. Main event at 5 p.m. with Rob Rizicki. And then, of course, he has the 8:30 p.m. watch-along, the Love Island Season 8, the Love Island USA Season 8 watch-along of the finale with Autumn Chisholm at 8:30. So busy day for AA. Then he's back with Midnight Run all week long. And you got a very unique lineup next week. I'll be on vacation. I'll be taking a quick pause for the cause, resting up, getting ready for the rest of the summer, and a busy, busy rest of the year here with all of you for the Inside Edge Network. But I had to get some things off my chest before I go on vacation. I'm very excited to rest up, to hear about some of the things going on, how the rest of the NBA free agency shapes up. I'm excited to see, of course, the Connor fight. We'll talk about that in a little bit. You know, the Guardians, they're finishing up the first half here of baseball, and we have the home run derby, and of course, no Gardos in the home run derby, but you got the home run derby, the All-Star game. You'll get to see Travis Bazan, maybe Parker Messick for a moment, Kate Smith. You'll at least get to see Bazan, I'd imagine, but get to see some of these guys. I'm excited to enjoy that. Go step out in nature, enjoy some nature for a little bit. Go step out and see some bros I haven't seen in a while. I'm not leaving the state. I'm taking a staycation essentially in a way, just resting and recharging and getting to see some things that I usually don't get to. Obviously, here on the Inside Edge Network, I don't ever tout the assistant program director. The guys give me a lot of crap, about, the APD. Well, I will say, what I do here for the Inside Edge Network, behind the scenes, in front of the camera, has been a blessing, being able to be involved with all the shows and in some capacity and helping out producing, being on air. But I'll be honest, I'm ready to recharge, get ready for, again, a busy back half of the year here, and excited to see how, next week looks, some of the mixing and matching, some surprises. And I know the guys and girls of the Inside Edge Network are going to hold it down. So you shouldn't worry, not a bit. Of course, if you've been here before, if you haven't been here before, make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, all the socials. Check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Read about your favorite personalities. Check out our partners page. A lot of great deals over there. And go to the merchandise store. Right, that's you. Exactly. You. I'm pointing to you. Go grab something nice. Rep Cleveland's Digital Leader, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. We're everywhere. You can take us everywhere on Roku. Download the Inside Edge Network app and take a listen. Watch us. Enjoy all that great stuff. Mentioned AA Anthony Alford back next week. Kyle Cornell also back with Unfiltered next week as well. So that's your housekeeping duties here on the Inside Edge Network. And we'll keep you up to date with everything else as we continue to find out ourselves. All right, let's get into it. LeBron James, and you heard Autumn there before, she signed off for the Daily Spiral. We are heading into a pretty long waiting period with Mr. LeBron James. The kid from Akron, the king of Cleveland, the four-time NBA champion, multiple-time MVP. We're kind of entering a period where things are getting a little odd, wouldn't you say? Now, of course, Rich Paul has been very outspoken, and he's been outspoken most of his run as LeBron and many NBA players' agent, Clutch Sports and what he does there. But with this Game Over with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul podcast, it's been very outspoken, almost laying out the blueprint. We've had the whiteboard of the negatives and the positives for some of these teams of why LeBron should go there to Philadelphia. The recent move of Jaylen Brown, and now you have that nucleus of Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey. You have that. You have Golden State. You have these positives, Steph Curry, Steve Curry, they're buddies. Draymond, he's still, talked about him yesterday, he's still out there floating around. What's going on with Draymond? Of course, you have Miami. Can they heal the relationship, Pat Riley and LeBron James? Can they come back and, you heard a little bit earlier from different reporters, about unfinished business and the way it ended. Can he come back there? Will he go back there and heal the wounds of Miami? There's a lot to be said. Is it Minnesota? Is it Denver? One of these sleeper teams. Minnesota starving for a championship, a young backcourt. Now Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball. Rudy Gobert there, can help take some of the front court pressure off of LeBron on defense. Denver, the story writes itself. Nikola Jokic, LeBron James, two of the greatest players of the 2020s, of the 2000s. Let's be honest. Nikola Jokic deserves his flowers at this point. He's a guy that has completely transcended the game. He's made it to a different level for the big men aspect of things. Can shoot the three pretty damn well. Doesn't shoot a ton of them, but he can knock them down. He stretches the floor. He rebounds. He passes the ball very well. He shoots. He plays. Defense, okay, you may have got me there, but it happens. You have a guy, though, who LeBron would slot in, and you have two megastars on one team. Or you have Cleveland. We've talked about Cleveland. Obviously, hello, Cleveland's digital leader here. And we've been very clear about it. The trilogy, coming back for his third time, getting to come back and finish where it all started in terms of his NBA career. You hear about the documentary, whether it's episodic or it's one long documentary. Where else would it make sense, I guess is the question, but Cleveland. Why would he do a documentary in Philadelphia or Golden State? I mean, sure, it's LeBron. It's going to be aired on Netflix or wherever else. It'll get ratings, but if we're trying to write a story here, folks, there's no other story to write than LeBron coming back home to Cleveland. And sure, the waters are a little murky, right? You have James Harden, you have Donovan Mitchell, you have these guys that maybe the roster fit isn't the most ideal. You have Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, you talk about the spacing. I get that. These are the concerns we've heard all offseason. But if we're being unbiased, we take ourselves out of the pain-filled postseason that led to a sweep in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Knicks. If we take ourselves just out of the microscopic view of this team, does Cleveland really look that bad compared to Miami, compared to Denver, compared to Minnesota, compared to Golden State? We talked earlier on Primetime about New York. That would shock everybody. That would shock everybody if out of nowhere. I mean, there's been no smoke there, but it would shock everybody. Does Cleveland really not match up against some of these other rosters? Now, sure, I can hear you when it comes to, is Steph Curry ultimately a better player than Donovan Mitchell? Yes, throughout his career and whatnot, and maybe now with age, Donovan is a little closer, but yes, Steph's better. Is Jokic better than Donovan Mitchell? Sure, I'll give you that. Is Giannis better than Donovan Mitchell? I will give you that. But if we look at the rosters, we look at where the Cavaliers shape up to be. They do have Donovan Mitchell, who may not be the guy on a team right now. He may not be the guy. He may need LeBron and other guys that LeBron will usher in because he's not coming alone. He's not coming alone. But bringing those guys in, teaching him how to learn, to be a better leader, a championship-minded leader, to understand that you're the guy. You need the guy, this roster, this team, this next era of Cavaliers basketball. Can I bestow this upon you? We'll keep an eye on it. But of course, Donovan does make as an interesting piece on this team. Somebody you're going to get a bucket out of. If he's healthy, you're going to get effort both sides of the game here, offense and defense. We've seen moments where he can pass the ball very efficiently in Game 7 against the Detroit Pistons. He's had big moments, folks. We just need a little fine-tuning, and that's okay. Maybe LeBron is what he needs to get to that next step in his career. That's okay. Guys have needed that before. Kyrie Irving. I know he didn't have much championship success, if any, right, after LeBron, but Kyrie Irving, you see that. Chris Bosh, had to join forces with a winner in Dwayne Wade. LeBron had to join forces with Dwayne Wade to learn how to win. Go to that culture in Miami. Pat Riley, those guys. It's okay if Donovan Mitchell needs to take that next step to learn. We talk all the time about the next step for Evan Mobley, and I understand he's younger than Donovan. Let's not just give up on Donovan Mitchell. Again, he'll be 30. He still has a good 7-8 years left, which I know seems short compared to when you start your career and you got 15, 20 years everybody's expected. That's still a good run, folks. We can still find a good run of championship success, a lot of postseason success with Donovan Mitchell. May just need a little fine-tuning. LeBron could be that. But the story is clear. LeBron coming back home makes the most sense. Now, of course, we're going to hear rumors galore. We've already heard it for the last... folks, today is, if I'm not mistaken, July 11th, 12:39 here on July 11th. This is the longest LeBron has taken to sign, to make his decision to sign elsewhere, whatever. This ties the record. If it goes into into Sunday, today's Saturday, hello. If it goes into Sunday, now we're entering uncharted territory. And Rich Paul has talked about how he's having fun LeBron, they're taking this serious, but they're having fun. The voice memos being sent out from teams trying to get a hold of LeBron, pitch their case, because there hasn't been much, face-to-face or even on the phone conversation with LeBron James. Okay. It could get a little dicey. You may get worried over the weekend if this goes a little bit longer into next week. Where we're now Golden State's maybe emerged a little bit more. Steph Curry started to speak out a little bit more about making his case for LeBron and Golden State. Miami, Giannis has been open about, it'd be cool if LeBron signed here. Got worried when the news that he signed elsewhere happened. Obviously, it was all a joke, but you see other teams starting to jockey for position. Don't be worried, here in Cleveland. I know it's easy to, but if you start hearing, well, this team's more in favor. And we've talked about this before here on the network. You shouldn't have your hopes all the way up to here. And we're all guilty of it. I'm guilty of it too. You feel like LeBron, it's a for sure thing he's coming home. And then, it could get news this weekend, could get news this upcoming week, following week, that LeBron signed elsewhere. And, that could be absolutely catastrophic for the Cavaliers. But they've done this to themselves. They have put themselves in a corner where they weren't able to get Giannis. They didn't make the moves. They didn't trade up whatever they wanted, whatever Milwaukee was looking for. They didn't get Jaylen Brown. They missed out on other free agents. They just haven't been involved in making moves. They have centered in on LeBron James, whether they are going to publicly make it be known or not. And they're not. Because why would they if they feel like they're in the lead right now and it's already being worked through with LeBron, with Rich Paul? But they have centered in on LeBron James. All their eggs are in the LeBron James basket. What that looks like, obviously you hope it's more than just LeBron, and I think it will be. I think he's bringing somebody with him. Who? I don't know. But the Cavaliers are now in a spot where, as a Cavaliers fan, you cannot get your hopes up all the way. You got to just be understanding that, hey, hopefully we get him, and if not, we're probably looking at a second-round exit. That's just the reality. Maybe an Eastern Conference Finals berth again, but unless some drastic changes are made after the fact, it's not looking promising. I understand DeMar DeRozan's still out there. I understand Jonathan Kuminga are out. We'll see what their moves are looking like. If those guys are looking to go to teams where they could start, depending on where LeBron goes, or if they're one of them, maybe even DeMar DeRozan wants to pair up with LeBron James, wherever he ends up at. For Miami, for DeMar DeRozan. They need depth. They need guys that can shoot the basketball. I know nobody's been a fan of DeMar DeRozan in the three ball, but from that mid-range, he's pretty dangerous, even at this age. So we'll see, but it brings me back to the thought I have here about LeBron. We've hashed it out here all week, last couple of weeks now, about this whole LeBron thing, and it's like, okay, who is he coming with? Because I'm under the understanding at this point, my opinion is LeBron's not coming alone. It's not like, hey, I love this roster the most, I'm going to jump in here, and that's what we're doing. Awesome, we're good to go. It's not. He's going somewhere where there's something being orchestrated. Washington shut down Anthony Davis being traded. They've been very adamant about it. But if Golden State can wiggle around, make a move, get him in there, then it makes it interesting because there's always connections to LeBron, whether it's the Steph and the Steve Kerr and the Draymond connection from being close off the court for the Team USA stuff, whether it is, Giannis. They were both All-Star captains multiple years in a row. They buddy-buddied it up on the national stage. You have Cleveland, the tie to the home, the home, the hometown. I know it's Akron, but in terms of playing, Cleveland's as close as you're going to get to playing at home. You just wonder, right? Like, with all these connections, that's going to be where you can kind of go, okay, that's the lead on LeBron. If Anthony Davis ends up in Golden State or Cleveland, if Washington frees up and actually does move off him, which Rich Paul mentioned that, Anthony Davis is playing for the Wizards, that he hasn't heard anything. And, of course, that could be, gamesmanship. Something could be being worked on right now. Why would he show his hand? You hear the other rumors, out there of Draymond Green. We talked about it yesterday here on the show. Draymond Green out there golfing with LeBron James. Now, of course, they're cool off the court. So, yeah, you're going to see that, I'm sure, from time to time. But during this moment in time, LeBron James, a free agent, making probably the last decision in terms of playing destination in his career. Draymond Green declines his player option. The Warriors trying to make money to make it happen for him, Anthony Davis, and LeBron at one point. Kristaps Porzingis signs that deal. We haven't heard much from him. Where does he end up? Is he the piece? Is it not Anthony Davis? Is LeBron's bro? They won a title in LA, but is it Draymond Green? Is it Kyrie Irving? Bleacher Report's Greg Schwartz mentioned, the Cavs could look into, doing a trade with Kyrie Irving, sending him, James Harden to Dallas. It just doesn't seem likely. It seems like Kyrie and LeBron are doing better. You never know with their relationship, but it seems like it's a lot better and healed compared to where it was when Kyrie left Cleveland almost a decade ago. That would definitely be interesting. You want to talk about a storybook ending. You team up, Kyrie and LeBron one last time. May find enough room in the veteran minimum or give Kevin Love a little bit more than that. Jeez almighty. But, get Kevin Love in here for freak's sake as well. And have this where it's a storybook ending. Cleveland, they're LeBron's home one final time. The third time, he's back with guys, to make it right. They should have won at least one more, and now they're going to go win one more. The storybook ending. Kyrie Irving, LeBron hugging, them just having those moments we remember so fondly from 2014 to 18. Kevin Love being there, of course, would be the cherry on top. I mean, maybe you just make the two happen. Again, it seems far-fetched. I don't know why Dallas would want to bring James Harden in. I think that would stunt the growth of one Cooper Flagg and the young team they have there, but maybe it helps. But Kyrie Irving to Cleveland? I want to talk about crazy, folks. We've talked about Draymond Green. We talked about Anthony Davis. We talked about other guys getting here. Kyrie back in Cleveland? Sign me up, first off. I know some people are against it, for whatever reason, sign me up. A healthy Kyrie Irving? He understands the assignment. They've won a championship together. They've had the grit and grind all the way back from 3-1 to win a championship. We know that here in Cleveland. Sign me up. Sign me up in a heartbeat. You're telling me Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Perfect. The spacing will create a little bit more. Kyrie, yes, he loves having the ball in his hands, but maybe that'll teach Donovan how to move more off the ball. We saw that at points in times this past season. LeBron and Kyrie already have that chemistry, and the big men are just going to eat because they're going to be open quite a bit. You've got to put that respect on Kyrie, on Donovan, and LeBron, of course. So, of course, you could get creative, make a few flexible moves there, too, if you want to open up the spacing, but it's a lot of opportunity, folks. Who's coming with LeBron James? That's my question as I go into my, vacation here this upcoming week. And we'll probably have some news, I'd imagine, this week. As much as I joke with Autumn, next Friday she'll be talking about LeBron Watch. I think we'll have an answer. And I'll probably hop onto the network, have a discussion for a segment or two. But it's more so the question of who's coming with him. Because you're not just getting LeBron if you're one of these teams. You're getting somebody. Is it a big splash, an Anthony Davis shocker, a Kyrie Irving shocker, or Draymond Green? Those are all shocks. Or is it DeMar DeRozan? Adding some insurance, adding to the team, giving some more scoring ability. Give it a guy that's been deep in playoff runs. Not an NBA champion, but deep in playoff runs. Is it Jonathan Kuminga? Fresh legs. Who is coming with LeBron James? It's a package deal. We just don't know who it is yet. Keep an eye on it all. We're going to take a quick pause here for the cause. Here on Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, our program director and bro. He's on vacation. He's back Sunday for main event at 5 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. He is with Autumn Chisholm for the Love Island USA Season 8 finale watch-along. So Robert Zicki and Double A early at 5, then Double A and Autumn at 8:30 on Sunday. Then he's back all next week for Midnight Run and across the Inside Edge Network. Happy to have him back. Cannot wait. Yes, very excited for him. Very excited for all you to see what he's got planned. I know he's chomping at the bits to get back in front of this microphone. With that being said, we're going to take a quick pause here on Midnight Run. I'm Eli Moon, filling in for Double A. And we will be back talking Conor McGregor one more time. I couldn't help it, folks. I'm a fight fan. I know the guys at main event sometimes give me a little bit of heck because, I understand the bad guy mantra and some of these guys that do get pushed to the limelight. It's bad. It's bad. And at one point, Conor McGregor was somebody people were sick of. But he fights this weekend tomorrow. Actually, tonight. Checked my watch. Thought I had one on. But if I did have one on, it would tell me tonight he fights Max Holloway. Big fight feel. Conor McGregor. What does this mean for the UFC? We'll close out this week of programming here through the daily shows on Midnight Run with Conor McGregor talk and MMA. Because I don't know how many times I can get away with it. So we'll talk here together here on Midnight Run with Anthony Alford. I'm Eli Moon filling in. We're back on the Inside Edge Network after this.
Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick.
With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh.
I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Moser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Moser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MoserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MoserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
This is Midnight Run on the Inside Edge Network. Here's your host, Anthony Alford.
And welcome back to Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. Double A Anthony Alford back this Sunday. Back with you next week for Midnight Run. I'm Eli Moon filling in. Just a few moments left here on the show tonight. That clip courtesy of the UFC and courtesy of, on Twitter, Championship Rounds at ChampRDS on Twitter. That was the UFC face-off between Conor McGregor and Max Holloway. They fight tonight, right around this time tomorrow. Folks will know who won, Conor or Max Holloway. And I know there's some folks out there that are kind of frustrated when it comes to the UFC, and I can understand why. You know, as a fight fan, you know, it's discouraging when we see guys like Sean Strickland and others, Josh Hokett, you know, sent to the top of the mountain, playing personas and personalities, and usually not seeming like it's even the personality they want to play or display, right? It's just something they know will catch the attention of America, catch the attention of the world, and if they just fight well enough, they will get to the top. It's kind of sickening, right? At times where George St. Pierre and, you know, I know John Jones drove you crazy, but at least he was true to himself. drove you crazy, but, he wasn't playing a gimmick. You had Chuck Liddell back in the day, Forrest Griffin, Matt Serra. I mean, you had guys that were just truly, fighters, but also entertained, but didn't play a gimmick that wasn't themselves, right? And we entered that too much in the UFC. We've talked on Main Event about whether the UFC at times doesn't allow stars to be stars, but then when they do, they allowed the Josh Hokets, the Sean Stricklands, the bad look of the UFC, and it makes it tough for casual MMA fans to get involved with everything already going on in the state of our country, state of the world. They don't want to deal with that on a Saturday night. They don't want to give you the money, despite Paramount being $8.99 or whatever it is, the deal UFC cut at the beginning of the year. They don't want to do that. I don't blame them. One thing's for certain, though, folks. Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, UFC 329 in Las Vegas tonight. It starts up. It's an interesting card. Of course, headlined by McGregor, headlined, with Holloway there. Rematched, I believe, 13 years in the making. The last one, Conor got the W. Kind of showed some dominance over Max Holloway, and now Max gets an opportunity. He's held the BMF title. He's had a ton of success. Featherweight champion. I mean, defeated Jose Aldo not once but twice. He's had a lot of success. He's becoming a household name in terms of among hardcore fans, MMA fans. But can he leap into that superstar stratosphere? Again, it may be a little too late, and this is not to call it for him. But, Max Holloway is, 34. He's not super, super young, but young enough still where if he does get this victory over Conor, the UFC treats it right and puts him back into a title shot and he can get it done. That's somebody that is definitely relatable, very fun, and Max Holloway, a great guy, somebody the UFC could definitely get behind. If Conor McGregor wins, Conor McGregor at 37, will be 38 3 days from now, July 14th. You got yourself a story, folks. You got something where, okay, can he go fight Islam Makhachev next for the welterweight gold? Can he go stay at welterweight, go win that fight? Again, Islam, trained by Khabib Nurmagomedov. And if you don't know, there's a ton of history between him and Conor McGregor. The bus and the chairs being thrown in and them breaking the windows and the war they went into, in the octagon, all the stuff after. I mean, it's a lot of history there. Can Conor go defeat Khabib's protege? He seems like he had his head on straight. He's brought up a lot of his past and how he made some dumb decisions, bought a lot of dumb things, did a lot of dumb things. And it seems like he finally is clicked. This is it. This is my last run. I could do it maybe 2-3 year run, and that's probably it. It's probably the last you'll see of Conor McGregor. He's entertained fights with Floyd Mayweather, again, and I don't think there's too much smoke there, But there is a lot in terms of the UFC and what they do with it. This is a pivotal time. We talked about earlier with baseball. This is a pivotal time for baseball. Take advantage of the new stars, put the new stars in the limelight. Give fans a reason to want to tune into your product, especially with a streaming service, why they should buy into a streaming service to watch your product, to be invested in baseball again, to a high level, to a high degree. MMA, UFC, they're doing, again, I think it's Paramount Plus is $8.99, and they were doing that for the UFC. I don't know if they're still doing that deal here in July, but, at the beginning of the year, they were allowing you to get bought in for less than $10 a month. You can get every pay-per-view. A lot of people didn't really find the value in that because the UFC hasn't created stars. That's where Conor McGregor comes in. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, you will watch. If you're at a bar or you hear news about it right now, if this is the first time you're finding out, I'm sure most of you are out there finding a way to get to a bar, to get this on a TV, whatever. We talked about some of my bros, here on the network and across, just other avenues, talked about going out, whether it's a buddy's house or getting to a bar and watching this fight. He is must-see television. Even at 37, about to be 38 years old. If he wins, there's a huge story to tell. You can get him to Islam Makhachev. You can get him that title fight. You have the run-ins with Khabib. You will hear some war of words. And whether you love it or you don't, at least he's true to himself. Conor McGregor is crazy. He's been very adamant about saying it. But he's also smart. He knows he's a smart businessman. He knows what he's doing. You saw that face-off. Again, courtesy of the UFC, courtesy of the championship rounds there on Twitter. You saw him take the glasses off of Max Holloway, throw him on the ground. He goes off for the handshake. Max is like, all right. And then he says, get that hand out of my face. He is creating a buzz for why you don't want to miss Saturday night. Whether you want to see him lose, whether you want to see him win, you're going to want to see what goes on. And what the UFC does after could create the next run of stars. Depending who rubs elbows with Conor, who's on some of these cards in the co-main event, in the undercard, could see some of the next stars of the UFC. Maybe they lean into what got them into a very popular state. At one point, Conor McGregor, John Jones, you had guys that created buzz. Daniel Cormier, you had guys that created buzz. Jose Aldo wasn't a big talker, but he created a lot of noise. You had Demetrius Johnson. The UFC was at a healthy point. Can they get back there? Can they have some of the guys that speak well in terms of with good morals? That's what I mean by speaking well, folks. I don't care what language you speak. Let's be very clear. I love everybody. And if that's a problem with somebody in there tuning, sorry, you got the wrong show, you probably got the wrong network. I love everybody. I think it's a beautiful thing with MMA that we have all these different, countrymen, different people fighting. When I say speak well, I mean speak with some purpose. I don't care if it's in English, if it's in, Spanish, whatever it's in. Just speak well. Speak with good conviction, with good intentions, good morals. We're hearing a lot of bad and, just nonsense and guys not being themselves, and it seems phony, and it's a phony act. That's why the UFC is in the spot they're in right now, because it feels phony. There's no stars being pushed. When there are people being pushed, it's for all the wrong reasons. You have the UFC White House card. I'm not a political guy, but just, all the talk from the higher-ups in the political office, about, immigrants and different things in this country. And then to have, one of the biggest stars, the Spaniard, Ilia Topuria, on your main event. It's like, it's just a tone-deaf thing by the UFC to really show some of the things they're doing. Not to mention Topuria losing that fight, not great for the UFC's business because he's one of their bigger stars right now. Being put in a weird spot during all that hoopla and, making it America versus, this and, America versus that, Americans in the main event. Okay, I get it. But let's not forget that the UFC's also been founded in terms of the last few eras, not necessarily founded, but reignited by guys from Brazil, Anderson Silva and Wanderlei Silva, Fabricio Verdum. Let's not forget Conor McGregor from Ireland. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett from the UK right now running around doing his thing. That's what's made the UFC so cool, is anybody from any country, if you can fight and you find your way here and you can kick ass, you can keep doing your thing, and you can be a little entertaining, because it is entertainment in a way, folks. You got to create some sort of buzz. You can't just be a great fighter. I mean, you can. Doesn't necessarily get you somewhere. That's why when we talk about Khabib Nurmagomedov, we don't talk about the big buzz, the big hoopla around him. We just talk about that. He was a great fighter. And that's okay. But in order to reach this next echelon, the UFC needs stars. They need guys that can not only fight and be very entertaining in doing so, but they need somebody that's going to get on the mic and be must-see. Can't miss. Somebody that you want to see what happened. If you miss Saturday night, you're on YouTube, you're on social media finding what happened, with the fight, afterwards, all of that. Conor McGregor can create that, again, for the UFC. Max Holloway will have a big hand in it in the main event fight. It's a very anticipated fight, over a decade in the waiting. Here it is, 13 years later. The UFC finds themselves in a spot where they could really, really shake up the landscape of how everything looks, with MVP promotions, with Jake Paul and Netflix, with all the boxing talk and everything going on, especially here in Cleveland. We just saw the Mason brothers, 3 of them, win in Cleveland here in the boxing event the other day at the Wolstein Center on July 4th weekend. On July 4th, actually. We saw Tiger Johnson calling out Devin Haney. Boxing starting to get a little bit more of a buzz again. Dana White's even dipping his toe in Zuffa boxing. There's things going on. How does the UFC become the mecca of MMA, undoubtedly, undisputedly again? Conor McGregor is one of the last tickets. There is no more Ronda Rousey ticket. Amanda Nunes, that seems essentially worn out in terms of legends. You're not calling out any of the other legends. They're gone. They're done. John Jones is looking to fight more than likely in MVP promotions against Francis Ngannou. That's why it's so important that Conor McGregor in the UFC, and I know somebody tuning in is like, well, it's not Conor McGregor. That ship has sailed. It hasn't, because here we are talking about him on a Saturday night. He's been the buzz all over social media. He is somebody that can usher in, as one of the legends of the sport, can usher in the new era. A new star, 2, 3, 4 new stars that get discovered from somebody watching the card, waiting for his main event fight, and seeing what these other guys do. What they do with the microphone, what they do in the octagon is up to them, both men and women. But Conor can be that outlet, especially when, again, you hear these big boxing super fights still being created, and there's a few of them that can still happen. That could be very interesting. You have the John Jones-Francis Ngannou fight that, we're all wondering, will it ever happen? And if it does, again, I think it's under an MVP promotion ring, in Netflix. with Jake Paul, with those guys. That's what I think. But tomorrow night, you have this opportunity. You have Benoit St. Denis on the card fighting Paddy Pimblett. You have Corey Sandhagen on the card. Some interesting names, of course, for that main card. You have Robert Whittaker, Bobby Knuckles on this. Gable Stevenson, he's a little controversial, but he's somebody that the UFC could market as a star. Somebody that they could go, hey, this is somebody you want to watch. You have some of these guys and girls that could be interesting. What the UFC does with it, we'll see. But that's going to do it here for Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. I appreciate all of you for rocking with us all night long, all week long. A little bit of a wonky week in terms of programming. Again, Kyle Cornell back with Unfiltered next week from vacation, 5 to 6 p.m. here on the Inside Edge Network. Double A Anthony Alford back in his spot where he is ready to rock and give you unhinged sports talk and everything else at midnight, a Midnight Run here next week. I'll be on vacation starting Sunday to the following weekend. I'll be back the next Sunday for main event. So I'll be on vacation. I will miss all of you. I can't wait to get back with you the following week. I'll have a lot of time to kind of sit and think about what I want to say next, which is always a good thing. But I appreciate all of you for all your support here across the Inside Edge Network for the last 10 months now, folks. 10 months in September, week 1 of the NFL season. We started up September 2025, and we've been rocking with you since. You've been rocking with us, and we appreciate you so much. So, again, it'll be a little bit of a different look again next week. I'll be on vacation, but the guys and girls are going to hold it down. I cannot wait to watch along with all of you guys and see what's going on. But make sure you like, subscribe, follow at Inside Edge Net on all the socials. If you've enjoyed the programming all week long, 4 daily shows, great weekly programming as well. Real Talk with Pop Moon, Saturdays at 5 p.m. Of course, we have The Voice of the Land, Voice of the Land with Kevin Arnold, Ryan Mosser at 6:05 p.m. on Thursdays. We have the main event we mentioned, Double A, myself, Robert Zicki, Sunday nights. Special start time 5 p.m. this weekend for the Love Island USA Season 8 finale watch along with Autumn and Double A at 8:30. But yes, a lot of great stuff going on. Make sure you hit Inside Edge Net, like, subscribe, follow, all that great stuff. Smash that notification bell. Go check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com where you can read about your favorite personalities. Go check out our partners page. A lot of great deals over there, and we appreciate our partners. Could not do without them. That is Fanatics.com, AlleyRoseFragrances.com, W Energy, Monster Moments, SportsMemorabilia.com, and Omega Video Marketing. Appreciate them. Could not do without them. Could not do without you. Go grab something nice from the merchandise store, whether it's a shirt, a hat, a mug, a polo, a windbreaker. Grab something from Cleveland's digital leader. Rep, your source for sports, entertainment, mental health conversations, news, and everything in between. And take us with you wherever you want to go. Wherever you go this weekend, download the Inside Edge Network app on Roku. We'll be with you, and then we'll be with you all week long. We're not going anywhere. We're just getting started, folks. We appreciate you so much. For everybody on the team here across the Inside Edge Network that does a fantastic job. For Double A Anthony Alford, our program director and bro, we miss you. We cannot wait to have you back in the fold next week, bro. We cannot wait. Thank you for everything that you do for this network. We appreciate you. It does not go unnoticed. Definitely does not go unnoticed. We appreciate you so much, Double A. We cannot wait to have you back here rocking and rolling and just being unhinged like you always are, bud, at this time of night. So we appreciate you, and we appreciate Peter Tellep, the owner of the Inside Edge Network, who is just fantastic. Somebody you definitely want on your team, somebody having your back. We are very appreciative. So thank you to Double A, thank you to Pete, thank you to everybody across the Inside Edge Network. Thank you to you at home or wherever you may be here on this Friday night. If you're out and about, get home safe. Take care of yourself. Remind everybody, love somebody. Give somebody a hug. If they look like they need a hug, they probably need a hug. Tell somebody you love them. Get on the phone with somebody you care about this weekend. Spend some time with somebody you care about this weekend. Take care of yourself. That's going to do it for me here on Midnight Run with Anthony Alford, who's back next week. I'm Eli Moon. I'll be off next week and back the following week. But this has been Midnight Run here on the Inside Edge Network. You have a great rest of your evening, a great start to your weekend, and let's all watch where LeBron James goes. We'll find out together. See you guys soon.